domestic intel agency working, and whether there's a foreign one involved or not, the FBI would have to stand down at minimum to allow for this to happen. At least that's my read of things. I'm just curious what your thoughts are as to how this may have come to pass.
Do you guys have any idea who your local representative is?
The FBI was working with
Nah.
Charlie Kirk. Are we like again? Zero evidence. A brother. Holy crap, man!
You don't know any of your. So when you go to the, do you guys vote at all?
Want to tear the right wing in America?
I don't vote.
Destroy the Republican Party. Those are the winners. Like you have to
So
understand.
you just take whatever you get.
And it doesn't.
It's more of I feel like it doesn't make a difference because they're going to do whatever the hell they want to do anyway, legal or illegal. Nothing ever changes. Politicians always lie, so it doesn't matter who you vote for. You're getting screwed.
That's not necessarily true.
Pro-Israel guy in fucking country.
Like there's no such thing in this world as an honest politician. I've learned that lesson very hard.
No, but there are initiatives that you can identify with.
Trump, we should do Iran.
You might give somebody the benefit of the doubt about.
Trying to kill Trump right now. We should have a nationwide.
Bro, like I could tell you a story. My high school teacher became mayor of my city. He was not very liked.
Tonight, a Pakistani man has
been. He was not very what?
Connection with
liked.
Want to kill President Trump. Prosecutors said the scheme was back.
Tell me, man, when you start making false promises, it's like, what's the point? Like, America has burnt me when it comes to voting. Because I used to be like, oh yeah, this guy's gonna make a difference, and then all of a sudden, so about what I said, none of that shit's happening. I'm like, oh, okay, well, cool.
Took out their top military leader, Qasem Soleimani.
They're trying to murder our president. There's nothing.
Yeah, America has kind of burned me on caring about this country.
And now he calls Trump.
I feel lied to every time I see a politician.
Then a year later, by the way, I understand why you're not calling for the use of nuclear weapons.
I feel you on that, but you still gotta make your voice heard.
Yeah, but that's what social media and YouTube is for. At this point, that's what all the real voices are. Like, if you have a YouTube channel that's popular or some type of social media that's popular, your voice is the one that matters there now, because that's when change is really going to start affecting. But as a regular person, you ain't making no difference anymore, bro. Everything's all about being digital now.
Yeah, but just like how you're giving me your opinion now, like, and you're not a voter. If you voted and you gave, let's say, one of your guys that was on your channel, on your game, you gave them your perspective, then your voice mattered, because they could take it, because it makes sense what you're saying, so they could take that voice and be like, yeah, you know what, he's right, and then that's a big change right there. At least one person.
That's what I'm saying. If you have that type of community and following, though, but if you're just a random nobody, nobody's going to listen to you anymore, bro. You're going to have at least 10,000 followers for somebody to start caring about what you got to say.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying. Like, I just listened to you and you made a valid point. So, and you don't have a big platform or a big, following. So it don't necessarily take, any one voice can make a difference.
Referencing one of my jokes, which was pretty insane. The truth of
we got to get to that point. That's the issue. Well, if we're not to that point,
Start somewhere, man. It starts one at a time.
Spread the word, all right?
Yeah, I've been slowly trying to increase my channel. I've been voicing some opinions here and there. Just gotta, take time to find a following.
There it goes.
Because I would love to see change happen, for the more positive in this country, or for the world, if even that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be one of the dudes that's stuck in this constant loop of bullshit that they just keep throwing at us. No, I really want a difference to happen. I want the people to get smarter and rise up, but common sense can only go so far.
Big Brother is watching and in Qatar.
Like, I'm pretty sure maybe Seven told you about the woman who killed her entire family, and she's got all these women rallying behind her. Like, no, she didn't do it.
And I didn't even know
like simple stuff like that.
Yeah, Base just told me about it, and that's how I.
So wait. My roommate is calling me Seven, and you're calling me Base.
Yeah.
It's Base 7.
7 base.
I guess.
Public Christian worship is restricted to single government approved or religious complex at Doha.
Yeah, trust me, T-Rex, man. I would love to be the change or see the change in the world, but it's just a slow burn until we get to that point. The people have to wake up themselves. You can't force common sense down anybody's throat. That's something I've had to learn.
I don't know. But yes, support that you're talking about.
I feel like
and also the
a voice don't just start with a yell. It starts with one
whisper.
Yeah, one whisper and one pair of ears, and
like Dr.
You know,
Johnson.
that's how
Christian
it
worship
all
is restricted.
starts. So it's
He
got
said
to
no
start somewhere.
gatherings can be.
That's what I'm saying. That's what we here, you know, want to build a platform up to get our opinions out and bring common sense back to the people. Because that's one thing that's been lost in this country. Like nobody has decent common sense anymore.
You know, Tucker Carlson's favorite country.
Mm.
It's already changed blasphemy laws.
Like, what was it? Like, I don't think you were here when I told the stories. Let me tell you how stupid people are, man. Like, I can't make this up. A lady came into the shop with her dude, and she wanted to buy a coconut. So my boss was like, "Would you like it hot or cold?"
On my Patreon content, I have to say.
She said, "What's the difference?" Everybody in the store just stopped and looked at her like, "Are you fucking serious, bro? You did not just ask what's the difference between hot and cold." Like we all just froze. I bust out laughing after a second. I'm like, "Nah, bro, you just stupid. There is no saving you." And then the next one, mind you, if you Google the store or somehow have the store phone number, you had to have seen the title of the store. The dude calls into the store while I'm in the middle of a rush making orders. I even said it while I was on the phone with them. "Hello, this is Fresh Coconut and Smoothies. How can I help you?" This man had the audacity to ask me, "Hey, do you guys sell smoothies?" I hung the fuck up on his ass. I'm like, "Nah, bro, we're not playing these games. Get the fuck off my phone." Dumbass. No, we sell hotcakes and hookers.
To deport them if they catch them playing Jesus or something. Pretty
dumbasses, man. You can't blame common sense back. Dog, I'm telling you, people are just stupid.
Is the fact that
they will always go against what's better for them nowadays.
Allegedly. He's very close friends with Peter.
Trust me, man. I'm out here in the thick of it, seeing the stupidity live in person.
That created Palantir. Palantir is a spy where they are literally watching whatever.
Even if you're like in the whole video game industry thing, people are over here overhyped as hell for Grand Theft Auto, despite the terrible practices it's been doing. And they're just sheep. They're gonna buy the game anyway and fuck up the whole gaming industry for everybody, just because they're sheep and stupid.
Also, Fantasy also has this going on.
I'm saying, man, like you can only do so much to change the people's mind, but they got to wake up themselves.
Media, and it seems like Russian state, you know, as he is, because obviously he is a complete and utter shill for Russia. He was on Russian state media.
Trust me, T-Rex, I have thought about this long and hard, man. Me and your son have had many a conversation about the world. We've had many conversations. It's just that we can only do so much as two people right now. We got to build a following and all that.
He said it is with the global war. That's very obvious to me. So I understand the frustration, but let's be clear-eyed here. Europe has no ability to make independent decisions. It's how Europe controls on its soil and has for 80 years. You know what I mean?
It's about, if I can just throw out a name, Palantir. Yeah, I mean the guidance for that.
All right, mission done.
Drone we just saw hitting.
Look at his face, dude. This is the face I would make if I was molested by a demon. Like, not even lying, bro. Look at his reaction to all this, because dude, Russian guy, he's like, "Listen, man, I know he sucks Putin's cock. There's no he also sucks Peter Thiel's cock too." And Tucker Carlson is like, "Wow, you forget the Qatari cock as well. I mean, something of a wizard might help."
And killing those children was done by Palantir. But Palantir is not a country. It's just some entity in the United States that seems to wield a lot of power.
Nani?
How do you deal with that? How does Russia, how does any country deal with these?
I personally think that it's scary because J.D. Vance is close friends with the Palantir guy. I'm just saying. So this dude's going to talk about flock cameras every day, but he has nothing to say about Palantir?
Sudden powerful tech companies that are making these incredible decisions that are determining the future of fire, essentially.
All right, get ready for his answer. What is Palantir monitoring us and killing children with their technology? Are you ready? Are you ready? Throw is about.
It's so crazy.
Publicly, Al-Zudin. All right, just want to make that clear. Well, I think you have to just understand the nature of power. So power follows capital. Like, what is power?
Dad, you hear about the teacher recently that was on crying? He teaches seniors.
He was on what?
He was it was on X. He put up a video of himself crying because his second day of school he was teaching seniors. None of them could read or write.
Oh no, I never saw that.
Bruh. Ah man.
High school seniors?
Yeah, I already knew that people was graduating high school that didn't know how to read. But the not knowing how to read and write part now is just like, wow.
That's sad.
He said he listened to them talk and they articulate themselves so well, they can have conversation, they can logic. But then when it comes to like putting on paper and like this is just not there. Man was crying.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. If that's what I did for a living and that
Yeah.
came across me, I would be like, what in the world is
What is
this?
happening to society?
Oh my god, bro.
And that's another thing, T-Rex. The American education system is garbage. It's absolutely worthless.
Some fucking
Yeah.
Some physical. So what gets things done?
Like, instead of teaching
Global power centers.
advanced algebra and all this other dumb stuff that we're never going to use outside of school,
It all goes back to the voting argument, bro. Because you have a voice when it comes down to your elected official for education, board of education, and those are the people. That's where it starts right there. So if you know somebody at that level personally, like you said, was it your principal or your teacher that became the mayor?
yeah,
If
my
you know
principal
their
became mayor.
integrity, you know their integrity. You can say, "Oh, I'm not voting for that fool for mayor," and so that's your insight right there. You can impart it on at least 2 or 3 different classmates that went to the same school, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I agree with you," or "No, I don't think you're right," and it just starts a discussion.
Shit. All right, talking about
Yeah, but you're assuming my classmates were smart in the first place. See, that's just
Come
where
on, man. They can't. You
going back
actually
to.
didn't go to school with all Homo sapiens. Like, come on.
Dog. I went to a black ghetto high school. Come on, man. How much common sense do you think these kids have?
You can't tell me that they're all mongoloids, bro. Come on. Like,
Brother, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I wish you could have sat in school with me so you know I'm not sitting here bullshitting you. Like, they were
so
stupid.
that teacher that Seven is talking about, it would be the same thing. He would have been heartbroken about your class.
No, okay. Matter of fact, I'll even give you an example if I can't make this up. We had one teacher. He was our history teacher. He was cool, mind you. This man said it in the beginning of the semester. Here's a packet. This contains all the work you're gonna need, all the information, all the answers and everything. If you fail this class, that means you honestly just didn't give 1% of an attempt to pass this class. And then, mind you, the class was easy as heck. Matter of fact, doing some of the tests, he would sneak the answers on the board just to see who all is actually like paying attention.
That's so
Bro,
sad.
people still failed this class. He literally gave you the sauce, and people failed.
They failed just by not paying attention.
Like, bro, I can't make this up, man. I'm sorry. Education system is cooked. The people are cooked. Stupidity is running rampant. Like, you can't have a civil conversation with the people I went to high school with because they're just all in the ghetto stuff. They're like, we don't care about that. We just want to know what the next party is. When are we going to turn up next? When's the next event for this, that, or the third? When am I getting my hair done, nails done? When am I going to the next football game? They don't give a fuck about politics.
That is why there is no such thing as humanitarian policing for the homeless, because we have effectively criminalized homelessness.
I think you really are overestimating my generation and the generation after, man. You really don't understand how dumb they are.
I can't stereotype the whole generation.
You kind of can. As somebody who came from this generation and is still currently seeing it in this generation, you really can. You truly can, bro. Like, all right, I dare you to go out and talk to 5 people around my age range and see the different types of conversations you'll get. See how smart these people are.
One of those diabolical cases of trolling of all time. Literally, the Americans are out there full warfare on these bastards. It's incredible. But anyway,
even older adults, I'm looking like, bro, how are y'all still alive?
And you know what's crazy? It's so funny how the narrative switched from, oh, my nephew is so smart, he can use a tablet, to like, oh my god, they're so dumb they can't even read and write. Like, what happened? I heard so many people talking about how smart their kids are, and now they're dumb. Something happened. I blame the school.
From September 9th, 2020, one day before he died. Yes, law enforcement.
Yeah, school happened.
And it creates a security plan of posture.
Because in school, they should be teaching kids about finances, how to have a future, how to do taxes, how to have a business. These are the things you should be learning in high school, not fucking advanced algebra 16 that you're never going to use a day in your life.
What is tan?
About the left.
What is X?
Kill me. Says
Telling
Charlie.
you, bro, physics, all that's stuff that should be taken out of high school and replaced with actual structural classes that teach you how to bend and improve adult.
Yo,
society.
physics was so bad. While I was doing biology, before I even got to chemistry, people was telling me in biology how physics is the worst, like giving me nightmare stories. The homeworks are gonna have you up all night, just making you mad. And I'm like, oh my god, physics? What the hell is that? So before I even got to the class, I was scared as fuck already. And I had to wait 2 years to get to it.
This method, we have to annoy these people. It's the
math was definitely my weakest subject in school. That's another thing about school. They don't prepare you for life. They just teach you to take tests. That's not how you raise a good adult in society. That's all they're gonna know is that, hey, we took a test and we passed or we failed. They don't give you hands-on practice with anything to make you a valuable member of society.
X-Men and stuff. So obviously, he said this.
They just teach you to be stupider.
It's test time.
He made you out to be a massive liar.
Yeah. All right. Time for a test. Did you pass or did you fail? Okay. Cool enough. Test time. Dang, are we gonna learn any life skills? Learn any what? Something to help me function outside of school. That's what jobs are for. Have fun with that.
Comment section below. Are the Goyim actually human? What are we doing here? These are the people that have not let Charlie Kirk rest in peace.
I remember they were trying to start a gardening class in my high school that I was going to, and they were like, "Yeah, we have the space for it, and we should do it because there's a lot of people that still like gardening and taking care of plants is actually a thing." They turned that shit down, and I'm like, "Wow."
He is terrified. He doesn't care about this.
I would have signed up for that class so fast.
This guy made an attempt on his. Oh my god, this is crazy.
He what?
Andrew Wilson had something.
He made an attempt with his game name. So he has the letter 6 and then followed by IX. How do you pronounce? What is? Make that make sense?
By the demoralization and dehumanization
6
going on, the bullets only coming from one side.
What?
No,
that's 6.
Diligent, not an attorney.
The number 6 followed by IX.
6-6.
Oh yeah.
No, that's just 6.
6-6. Oh, 6-6 makes sense, I guess.
No, it's just 6.
No, how?
So wait, if it's 6IX, wouldn't that be 19?
Say the number with IX is 66, just like JT said. OG66 is what his name is. You see the guy going into the pass right now?
Until they're in the other end of the fucking lawsuit, then it's not very much fun.
Yeah, 66 makes sense. Because then the X give the S sound at the end and make another 6.
Hyper for it. I would. All these people should probably lawyer up, honestly.
Or maybe it's Roman numeral.
That sounds like a threat.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe a 6I9.
Oh, 69. 69.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let them speak. Give them another couple of months. Let them.
OG
Let them
69.
let them say all the slander they possibly can. That's fucking ice on me.
Have you seen the weather report on New York, Dad?
New York weather report?
Yeah.
Said if
No. Why? What's about to happen?
What's about to happen?
Stream.
I'm about to be driving upstate tomorrow.
That,
I hope it don't rain when you go up there, because boy, oh boy, your car's gonna be swimming.
Jews take over.
I have a truck.
So anyway,
You're gonna be swimming.
This is her response. Her very, very
truck, bus, plane.
This,
don't matter.
Was like she's gonna I was basically saying
the new mayor decided not to take care of the sewer system, so the slightest bit of rain, the whole place flood. Trains shut down, everything.
Oh, that's New York City. Okay. I'm not worried about them.
Sure, Alberta is trying to take over this company. Meaning we, Feel and Poppy, we do, and this is Charlie's organization, and we don't know who killed him yet. We don't know what the motive was. And he was totally supportive in giving me more information. And now
somebody needs to assassinate this guy. I think over here trying to spend money to assassinate president with this big money.
Oh, I don't know why she said that.
Stupid mouth.
I was scared And actually, he said to me on the 14th was, no, on that front, we're good. We don't have to worry about that because the board is already voted in Erica. Don't say this yet. We're not announcing it publicly, but Erica.
Oh, that champagne cola in there is yours.
Reintroducing.
Holy crap! So anyway, she was just she was caught because everything that was said was true. Actually, he did say and threatened to destroy the company and put it in the ground. Which, by the way, is something I said months ago. All right, I was called again, not to beat a dead horse here or anything, but I've been going after Candace Owens for years. All right, I'm just saying. I've been on top of this shit for a long while. So anyway, Data Republican is a person on Twitter that exists, and Candace Owens just went after her today. Oh, you mean the person who came out of nowhere during Tyler Robinson's preliminary hearing created a threat accusing me of being a digital assassin responsible for death threats against Sarah because I'm investigating her husband's murder? You are nobody. I love how she thinks that she's an investigator. I'm investigating her husband's murder by getting an entire shitstorm of wine bombs on TikTok to try to kill Erica wherever she goes. That's right. That's how I'm going to save the world. It's actually working with the deep state. And they do not want Charlie Kirk investigated. They do. They actually dropped.
Oh shit, we're moving out.
After Data Republic. All right,
No, they just want to see who is actually active from the whole people at the gate.
But
about
this
to
is the
fuck
real
up.
reason why she's running for Data Republic. So she made a tweet over here saying, "No, Andrew Colbeck, you hijacked Charlie's legacy, blah blah blah." And Data Republican responded with an absolutely killer long ass post, which I'm not going to read today. Hello, Miss Owens, you lied. And then she gives like a bajillion data points and evidence against her. And ratio the absolute living fuck out of her. I've never seen something like this before in my entire life. So the reality is, this is why she actually hates Data Republican, to be clear. And so, you don't like Data Republican, though. I have
So I flipped my infantry this time, going with Sung Soo BQ instead of BQ Luce.
Let me just make that clear. I don't want my audience to have overlap Candace at all. Actually. So, Candace, you have to go support a lady that murders her own children. Okay? You go support people like that. All right? That's for you. All right? So anyway, the point that I'm trying to make it, and this is pretty serious, that Republican actually didn't just show up out of nowhere during the Tyler Robinson trials. All right? Didn't just show up out of nowhere. Robinson hearing. Do you know where that Republican actually showed up before that? All over Charlie Kirk speaking. Yeah, to quote Charlie Kirk, at Data Republican is the best. Thank you. And many more instances of Charlie Kirk constantly promoting, retweeting, and endorsing Data Republican. All right, so again, she hates Charlie Kirk. She hates Charlie Kirk's legacy. She being Candace. And Candace Owens out here literally trying to destroy everyone that Charlie Kirk actually did have good rapport, which is incredible to see. Now, Candace Owens has released a brand new footage. Now, this is digitally altered, by the way. All right, and she's claiming this isn't.
And then you got Americans going to other countries doing dumb stuff, making us look worse.
Just preliminary hearing has an access ratio adjusted, which means the suspect appear much thinner. Apologetically considered the order of sin. So anyway, this is actually altered. Obviously, you can tell from the cars that this is a wrong aspect ratio. This is wider than normal, very obviously. All right, and anyone with normal eyes could immediately see that. And now, if you want to know the level of dipshit we are, it's real. Also feels like my dude, the Goyim are insane. What are we going to do with these people? This is crazy. These dudes shouldn't have the right to vote. What are we doing? Dan Blazarian, there were signs. Go, Dan Blazarian, the guy who literally just lost an election to a fat Jewish guy that calls himself the Hebrew Hammer.
People are stupid.
Dan Blazarian is on the case.
Yeah.
That's right, guys. How can Israel do this? As you can see from
The fact that you have a calculator even surprises me.
to Israel. So don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys.
Why? Because teachers were like, when you grow up, you're never going to have a calculator everywhere you go. Calculator literally in my pocket.
This is the
at all
type of shit
times.
that makes me question the simulation.
My
This
phone is a
is
calculator.
anti-Semitic.
Exactly.
This is God showing
Teachers
us
are
who
always
did it.
wrong.
Yeah, I wish I would have knew that growing up.
My God.
You're never going to have a calculator everywhere you go.
You
Bullshit.
can run this immediately. Someone get the penis out of Adam's dog and bring him in. Bring him here. Sorry. You can finish later, Tank. We need to hear
What are you
have
going to
say.
do when you're
Now,
stranded and you don't
also
know this
have to say
information? You're
that,
going to Google?
obviously, God showed us who did it. Right? The sunlight kind of looking like the country of
What do you
Israel.
mean?
He also
Or any
did
old-fashioned way?
I think is
Look it up,
unironically
research it, learn.
Pen and pencil.
Like that's how we learn around here. When we have a problem, we research the problem.
Yes.
No, they need to bring critical thinking class back to school. That's what the hell they need.
Too much. Palestine was under British control. Many Arab leaders wanted independence and opposed both British rule and
It's just sad music in the background. It's like, bro, I don't think.
Never
this is,
forget
like,
that teacher,
making
Mr.
the point you
Henson.
wanted to.
The man was a gangster. Gave you every answer in his class, and people still failed.
Rain on the parade, but yeah, that was pretty bad. So anyway, so one of the major claims
How
that
much
Candace Owens
sadder
has
can
been
it
saying
get,
for a very
though?
long time is that she got special information from an anonymous source that there were 12 Israeli cell phones in the crowd when Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Now, to be clear, this actually is not evidence of anything. Even if it's true,
This thing starts
it's
in an
still not
hour?
evidence of anything. By the way, Israelis all love Charlie Kirk. It would
Damn.
not be that surprising if Israelis went to
I'll be
Charlie
here all
Kirk's
day.
event and 12 cell phones and a group of hundreds of
Starts
people.
in an
is
hour
not
and
that
it lasts
insane.
2
That's
hours.
two. It ended up getting revealed that the anonymous source that she had that leaked that was actually Joe Kent. She actually stated that out loud in her debate with Andrew Wilson. So here's the really funny thing: they got Joe Kent on, and they were like, "Hey, Joe Kent, is it true that there were 12 Israeli cell phones on the ground there in front of Charlie Kirk?" Which again, even if it is true, it's irrelevant. All right, but let's say it's true. Is it true?
Now, I don't want to get you in trouble. You'll say if you can't answer it. You said there were reasons to look into certain foreign nexuses, and without getting specific, I wanted to play this. This was one lingering question. It's funny, like, Joe, you put something on the internet, and it's a straight up, as authentic, sincere question as you can, and people read it as an accusation. This, I did not intend this to be an accusation of you whatsoever. It was just a thing. It was like I had not heard it.
If you're watching my show in the context of what
Sun
I said,
Tzu
this is the general
beating
sense of
up
why people
a
think Israel was
QSH.
involved.
That Sun Tzu
You
must be
nobody
drunk.
has made the claim that Israelis. There were also, obviously Joe. Well, Joe Kent.
Now he's
I
running
think
backwards.
would have the right to assert it. Noted that there were
Super
12 Israeli
awkward.
cell phones on the ground that day. I think most people would like to probe that. Now it could be maybe they were.
It could be stupid. First of all, and again, this is not an accusation whatsoever. I just hadn't heard that, and in as much as I could look online, I couldn't find if or when you ever did actually assert that. Do we know if there were, whatever you want to call it as, Israeli cell phones on the ground the day Charlie was killed?
How do we know if do they have a certain signal they give off?
I think, like, really.
That's their phone's Israeli. Israeli phone, not iPhone. Get them.
Broadcasting Israeli signal.
Yeah, like we can sense the Israeli in the air.
I have to give you like a weird answer on this one. This is like
I can see the signal hitting that Israeli tower.
Some of the stuff they be saying feels like it makes no sense. There was an Israeli signal inside the crowd.
It sounded like an Israeli signal.
She was pointing at
Israeli phone call.
We could feel the force.
Nexus, and then she had seen the reports.
The way he
I'm
pressed
sure
the
like everybody else,
buttons.
and she reported it on her show as well.
The way he
So I
used
guess she
apps.
was just answering questions in a rapid fire fashion, and just
The way he used, he
joking
moved
said
his
there
units
was
around the kingdoms.
plus the
Oh,
Israeli cell
damn.
phones, but
I'll tell you the boys real.
Explain something to you. Whenever someone answers a question with like a large ramble that doesn't actually answer anything, it means they're a prostitute. This is my.
They're a hooker. Nice.
Or hear you. And I just, I heard there was a lot of things that were said that didn't pan out. Hypothetically, broadly speaking, on any given day at any given university, how many foreign cell phones? One wants to explain the way, or one wants.
So now we're doing okay. I think I kind of see where they're coming from now. Because China do have a long run of
So
phones,
would it be like foreign-based cell phones?
and they'd be calling them Chinese
around like
phones.
that. I mean, it wouldn't. I mean, especially at a university where they're doing exchanges, and then people forget, like Utah. Most of those kids go out and they do dishes. So you have a lot of people who travel internationally in Utah because of the Mormon faith. They send their young men, I think, and their young women too, when they're like freshmen, sophomores in college, to go out internationally. So there's a lot of international cell phones. Then you got VPNs too. I mean, so there's a lot going on there with trying to determine the order again. So this kind of goes back to like.
So it's not evident that Israel killed Charlie Kirk, so it's normal?
Like, there was definitely a lot more work for us to do, just sorting through the potential, international links. And again, like with any kind of this,
I would not have the patience to be a politician.
Around today, Charlie Kirk was killed.
Politician?
And,
A politician.
well, actually, it's
Any
normal.
politician.
Actually, we don't know if they were Israeli. We just know they were foreign. And it's actually also normal. Now, while I was doing this, literally,
I don't even want to be in the school board.
Antifa
I don't even want to be in the HOA.
Ladies and gentlemen, why? While standing by USA Public Theology, alleged text message leaked from Charlie Kirk to Dan Flood.
Even which HOA should be.
According to that message, he did not know Charlie at all. Can Mr. Kirk an integral act confirmed
Homeowners associations.
the right to assume that
Those should be illegal.
What are we even doing here?
Hey, T-Rex.
These people are
Yeah.
actually insane.
Would you agree with that?
Actually crazy. Oh,
What do you say?
That homeowners association should be illegal?
Unlike
What?
all the guys, which
That
Oh, yeah,
homeowners.
that's a rip-off, bro. That's a
Yeah,
rip-off.
yeah.
Straight
See?
up rape right there.
Anyway,
See, even your dad knows. Rip off.
That's hold down and what we call hold down and take away. that's
hold on this for a
that's
while.
that's
30,
That's-
60 bullets, dude.
that's ridiculous, bro.
Weird things are fired into a human neck.
Like paying insurance for insurance.
Exactly.
Conspiracy theorists.
You already got to pay insurance, but you got to pay insurance on top of your insurance to make sure you're insured. Just for them to tell you what you can do on your own property.
It's actually insane. Like,
Yeah,
you
basically, a
said-
homeowners association is these old ass white ladies. That's what it used to always be. It's a group of old white bitches. Yeah, tell you how to live in your own house. Like that ass. Your grass got to be a certain height. Your trees got to be a certain shade of green. Your concrete got to be a certain shade of gray.
It's great.
Yes, it took her destroying the conservative movement in America, but everyone came around on the left side of the force eventually. You love the frequency, it baby.
That's what an HOA is.
Got here. Now, according to newspapers from 2005, Candace Owens actually got her butt kicked because she allegedly had sex with a boyfriend of a girl from a different high school. Candace claimed it was because she's black and got the girl arrested for hate crimes allegedly. What the hell? Would you look at that? Man, she's always been stirring up fake stories and lies in order to get people in trouble. Isn't that insane? Allegedly tossed her to the ground, punched her, and ripped the hoop earring from her ear, police have said. 2 days earlier, Buck Walter left a message on a victim's cell phone.
Don't get kicked out the alliance.
Telling her she probably had a disease because she is black, police said.
Who?
Buck Walter admitted leaving the voicemails. Police said
You.
it's hate crimes, said Robert Owens, the victim's father and a former city representative. My daughter is very shaken up. Owens said his daughter tears up.
Jack was like, I'll kick anybody out that don't follow the marker.
Suspect for racial language and the accusation she
I saw that.
slept with Buck Walter's boyfriend, which allegedly ended up being true. Which he denies, Owens said. His daughter had known Buck Walter's boyfriend since elementary school, but she never slept with him. Even though allegedly she actually did sleep with him. So again, all this stuff keeps coming out. It's just absolutely diabolical as this happens. Also, Candace Owens thinks that Yugoslavia was part of Africa.
We don't have to think about survival instincts like they have to do in certain parts of Africa, like in Uganda, where I visited, or perhaps the Congo, where I visited, or former Yugoslavia.
You know, people are still thrilled when I keep telling them Egypt is in Africa. So many people argue that with me. I'm like, are y'all stupid?
Egypt?
Yeah.
Egypt is in 3 continents.
But it's African.
Yeah.
Mindsets. Remember the
It
Yugoslavia.
borders 2 continents.
We don't have.
Oh my god, dude.
Some people don't even know where Madagascar is.
Well, Madagascar?
Yeah.
Isn't that near Australia?
No.
Africa.
Intuition.
It's an
I'm
island.
stupid.
It's an
I'm so
island.
stupid. I'm so stupid. No, wait. I had to think about it.
The little island you see floating off of the east coast. Of
No, because my old boss told me they were visiting Madagascar, and one of their family members was in Australia. So they should take trips there. So like, Australia territory? That's just my it's there.
It's pretty actually. Like in this new episode of Mass Psychosis, and it's been absolutely diabolical. So of course, Candace Owens. We thought we were done with it. Gorilla. But she had this.
It's crazy because I
I
want
think
to
it should be
do not
safe
want
to bring
to.
my farm into this altar now.
Your thoughts. I'm a Lindsay Clancy.
I'm gonna wait till more time go down.
Clear on this. The moment that she was arrested, the moment that it made the news, Lindsay Clancy is obviously not guilty. There are a fleet.
People are taking her seriously, bro. I love that she does that. By the way, a lot of you might not know this, but actually, it was Israel that killed Lindsay Clancy's children.
Of doctors who should be imprisoned for what they put her on. I regularly speak out against Big Pharma.
You
They get
gotta
away.
watch the ones who loop around.
In this case, they are getting away with
Like,
the murder.
Yeah,
of
one of them will destroy my farm
three
account.
children, but also completely destroy her life. When Lindsay Clancy, in my opinion, is
I think that's why we're pushing to the past.
Lindsay admits she did it, yes. Lindsay admitted it. They have footage. They have no alibi, obviously. She did it. Her husband was not there.
Oh, they're balling now. Where the siege? This is when you need the siege.
There's some crazy shit coming from next door.
Someone?
People screaming and shit. Ground shaking.
Oh, wow.
It's a ball fight.
2.3 million kill points? Are you kidding me? Sun Tzu is no joke.
Damn.
And there you go, Nano. Get some. You're so stingy with the acclaim, man. Am I the only one using Poseidon? I don't understand. Why am I the only blue ball here?
See your blue ball.
No. Oh, do you see any? Oh, there you go. I see one now. I had it on light mode. Oh wow, look at that. Look at that. Athena glow. You see it? The circle.
No, I'm looking at UK running for his life.
Where is he?
The bottom part. He was a siege unit.
Oh God, they're gonna eat him.
UK
Oh,
running.
run. He don't even jump in the nodes and bounce out.
He
Oh
did
yeah.
at one point, but then he's just running for his ass right now.
Oh my God, Ronin, duck in the node, man. Oh, he hit the return to home button, and he's going straight instead of going to the ball. Oh my God. Let me go help him out, man. Yeah, turn back.
That boy was running. And I saw him doing damage too. And in my mind, I'm like, if I were you, I would unsiege right now. Right now? What about now? All right, now it's too late, bro.
In a way, I'm so glad you can only bring one one troop into the altar because I've accidentally dragged the wrong troop sometimes.
Oh yeah, I did that plenty of times. Getting a little message saying you can't do that. I'm like, thank
Fate
God I
changer.
can't.
Fate changer.
Huh?
You mean fate changer?
No, the little white message when you try to drag the other troop into the
Oh, okay.
you get fate changer while you're in halter. That's very unfortunate.
Anybody that's stuck by this marker from the enemy, they might as well fight to the death because there's no getting past all these guys returning from the returning to the ball.
Terminator going the same spot that UK Ronin was, but now he bring a purple epic
What?
engineer.
Move!
Nah, fearless.
Oh my god, bro. You're gonna.
Fearless.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Why?
That boy is fearless.
They must have tons of resources. I envy these guys. They must have tons of resources to commit to these giveaways. Just dessert. Is he even in our chat? Let me see.
Why
Yes,
the
he is.
hell did I kill Lahar and somebody was using Lahar and Belisars in the Dark Altar? I'm looking over my report. The hell?
What?
Brother, what was that? My commander just turned back around even though I was like telling him to go the opposite freaking direction. Got waxed.
Who is this committing suicide here?
I just did that.
Queen Toyani.
Start getting ready for work.
Oh yeah, I forgot I could start marching in already. Suicide censored. Damn, Nano. Back, man. I keep dying like a noob. Gonna be my first time using Herman Prime as a primary commander.
Where did you get to with your crystal technology yet?
I'm doing the second fleet footwork level 8.
Oh, okay. I'm loving this. What's it called? Celestial guidance. I can heal 2,000 at a time instantly.
Later on.
They are getting away with the murder of really her 3 children, but also completely destroyed her life. When Lindsay Clancy, in my opinion,
destroyed her life. Destroyed her own children. But we didn't. Lindsay admit she did it. Yes, Lindsay admitted it. They have footage. They have no alibi. Obviously, she did it. Her husband was not there. He was on security footage somewhere else. That she sent him away. It was premeditated. She admitted it. Her lawyer admitted it. The judge said she did it. Everyone said she did it. Now she's pleading temporary insanity. So maybe she won't go to jail for that long. Or get executed or anything. But anyway, she obviously did it. So Candace Owens, of course, claims Israel probably. Not yet, but she will. Of course, Sneeko, right, who's trying so hard to get a Candace Owens collapse. Oh my god, I also blame the Jews on all the things. Yo, I also think that the Mossad is chasing me with time travelers. Holy shit, we can be besties. We can be besties. I love Candace Owens. I love her. Anyway, so Sneaky over here, obviously was very anti-Lindsay Clancy, until he saw Candace Owens clip and changed his mind completely.
Trying to get her husband out of the house by sending him to pick up medicine for one of the children, dinner for the family. So it was premeditated. This is premeditated murder of her children. They have also questioned the seriousness of her suicide attempt, jumping out of the window. The weird thing about American Western values, they're going to say, oh, look, she's innocent because she's mentally ill.
No, they won't. Don't say that.
Anybody who strangles 3 of her children is mentally ill. Does that make her innocent of the crime? What's this?
No,
I made my thoughts clear on this. The moment that she was arrested, the moment that it made the news, Lindsay Clancy is obviously not guilty. There are a fleet of doctors who should be imprisoned for what they put her on. I regularly speak out against Big Pharma. They get away with murder all the time. And in this case, they are getting away with the murder of really her 3 children, but also completely destroyed her life. When Lindsay Clancy, in my opinion, is not guilty. She was put into an intentional psychosis when she probably just needed to give her kids away for a weekend to get better, but they got...
For those of you that need extra context, she actually did give her kids away for a weekend. The weekend before she murdered them, she was in a mental hospital, and she literally gave her kids away for that weekend. So, good argument, although not even true.
Constantly even with these drugs that do not make things better. And the cocktail of 10 pharmaceuticals that she was on is absolute madness. Absolute madness. I made my thoughts clear on this.
Get ready. We're about to hear a brown clown take the likes of which you've never seen before! Get ready. You're not ready.
What do you guys think? Is Lindsay Clancy guilty or innocent?
Chat! Chat, what do you think, guys? What do you think, Chat? She literally murdered her own children. Chat! Chat, what do you think? Oh, what's my opinion on this, Chat? Let me know. Let me know my opinion in the chat. What? She's guilty. My opinion will follow whatever Chat says.
Is Lindsay Clancy guilty or innocent? Do another poll.
No,
Is she guilty or innocent?
No, Candace Owens says she's in it. We have another poll, guys. What's my chat thing? In fact, it's so lame. So, he made this whole post that Lindsay Clancy's horrible and evil and stuff like that. And he deleted it. He actually deleted this tweet because he had to take Candace Owens' side because he's trying so hard to get that collab. It's incredible. Now, he, of course, later got so much shit for that, he had to go flip again the other direction. He said Lindsay Clancy is a Christian white woman. I don't know why he thinks she's Christian. Strangled her 3 children to death, and predominantly white Christian fans made her a millionaire. Again, we have no idea if it was predominantly white Christian fans that made her a millionaire. Sneeko, brown clown, just thinks that everyone white's automatically Christian, I guess. Nobody apologizes is going to make this connection because there's no connection. Fact, in Christianity, it is pretty well known that you're not allowed to murder people, including your children. In fact, child sacrifice is pretty forbidden in the Bible. All right, and so is murder in general. So no one's going to make this connection because there's no connection to be made. This is how he claims the Jews on killing Charlie Kirk. He's blaming Christians on killing Lindsay Clancy's children. They'll continue to scream about Muslims. How the fuck are you going to turn Lindsay Clancy slaughtering your children and getting donations from dumbasses on TikTok into Islamophobia? It's incredible. It's truly incredible. Look at this shit.
Imagine if Lindsay Clancy was a Muslim. What would they be saying?
I don't even imagine, bro. Muslims have killed a lot of people. Listen, man, what do you mean to say? If Lindsay Clancy was a Muslim, she would have already sold her children to her cousins to marry them. All right, like, and that's your average Muslim. That's not even the psycho ones. All right, like honor killings are a thing in Islam. Like, what are we even doing here?
Imagine that Lindsay Clancy supporters were all Muslim and they made Lindsay Clancy a millionaire. These women dress in hijab. The oppressive.
I'm sorry, Sneeko, but you literally cried when Ayatollah Khomeini died. Okay, and that dude killed tens of thousands of his own people, let alone billions in the region. And you cried when he died. And you're gonna sit here grandstanding about how Lindsay Clancy, some insane Floyd, was a
job that they need to free the women of Iran. What would the rhetoric be? What would they be saying? They would blame all Muslims. They would say Islam is destroying America. They say that they need to go back.
When I criticize Islam, it's literally criticizing them for practices that they believe in. Okay? When I criticize them for having child martyrs, it's because they use child martyrs. When I criticize them for marrying children, it's because they all profit marry children. All right. When I criticize them, I don't criticize them because, oh, hey, there's a Muslim over there and he was gay and he stole something. I don't criticize him for that. People steal from all groups, from all cultures. But when people literally follow the tenets of Islam, which, for the record, includes marrying children, not as they can do it, but as an endorsement, then it's an Islam issue, I would say. And again, I do the full deep dive on my Patreon on the Quran. If you want to watch it, I'm fully demonetized on YouTube. And hey, on Patreon, I'm doing full deep dives on the Quran right now. It's pretty insane. It is absolutely wild. In fact, I also just did a deep dive on the Patreon on women should have rights. They should have the right to vote. Stuff like that. Well, it's a pretty good one, I have to say so too. Quran videos are fired. Thank you, Jay. But anyway, so again, Trump turns it into Islamophobia or something.
And Muslims from entering the country. They would say that this is a religious problem. They look away conveniently when it's Christian women.
Again, I don't know if this is a Christian woman. Even if it is, it's not relevant because it's not actually one of the tenets of Christianity. Jihad is one of the tenets of Islam.
They said these aren't real Christians. The same logic should be applied to Muslims.
Why? The Muslims that rape non-Muslims are actually following the laws of Islam. So they are real Muslims. That's the issue. Again, I feel like these people to understand this, or too unfair, right? So anyway, so here we have Nick Fuentes tearing into Candace Owens for defending, child murderers.
I see Candace, she says, obviously she's not guilty. It's Big Pharma. It's Big Pharma? Have you lost your fucking mind?
I love how it took this long for him to realize this shit. Again,
I literally cannot even imagine. There are stories of mothers who will lift up a wreckage of a car to save their children trapped underneath. Women will die. Mothers will die for their children. They'll kill to avenge their murdered children. And this psycho holds down her 3 babies, strangles them to death. You're a mother yourself, you sick bitch.
Yeah, I'm really glad he finally turned around. He found out. What can I say? I feel like a lot of people are willing to give Candace Owens the pass. She was conservative, so it's okay. Oh, she was anti-Israel. That's awesome. So that's pretty good. It's pretty wild to watch happen. How everyone's waking up when it turns out the lady that said that the Jews invented dinosaurs, all right, is actually a little bit kooky. Wow, it took you a second, but you got there. See, I'm very fair about it. I'll call out people on every side on any issue if I think that they are disingenuous evil fucks. All right, and therefore, I am not caught and blindsided by someone on my side turning out to be a dumbass dipshit. All right, I'm just not, because I call them out for it immediately, every time. All right, Candace is great, so it's no surprise people are attempting to get Charlie Kirk's killer free. We're also supportive of women who murdered their 3 children. Ian Carroll, one of the big Candace Owens supporter, said, "Isn't it interesting that we have Gary Belton, Nick Fuentes, Ben Shapiro, Rabbi Shmuley, Tim Pool, Betty Johnson, Hayel Jacobi, Jack Posobiec, Mark Levin are all on the same team." Wow. This is pretty suspicious, isn't it? You have all these people, the Jews and the anti-Semites, aligning on this issue. That's pretty weird. And Nick Fuentes is like, murdering your own children is wrong. Listen, it's pretty diabolical. You mean Nick Fuentes is going to ally up with the Zionists to say that murdering your own children is bad? Pretty telling.
Says Ian Carroll. Oh, it's truly insane. Watch it. Like, bro, this is diabolical. Now, this is Lindsay Clancy, and it's pretty insane. So I showed this earlier. How Lindsay Clancy would literally admitted to all this. All right. This guy says, "How could they never hear?" And she said she heard voices telling her to kill the children. She heard voices.
Yeah, we just got word the jury is done for the day. Back to Brian Yanis alive in Plymouth. What can you tell us about this, Brian?
Bill, good morning. Well, in about 2 hours, the day is done. Surprising. We thought that it would begin with testimony. It did not. Each juror was questioned by the judge about what we simply don't know, actually. We don't know why the jurors were questioned, but all of a sudden they were. And then there's the witness that went up, the last defense witness. Her name was Shayla Kavanaugh. She did testify today. She was a chaplain at Brigham and Women's Hospital who visited with Lindsay Clancy multiple times while she received treatment after the killings. She said that Lindsay said to having hearing a voice and that the voice, she heard voices, and she did not follow the command, either she or her children would be safe. This is important because the defense is arguing that Lindsay Clancy was hearing voices that told her to kill herself and her children, and therefore she was going through a postpartum psychosis temporary that caused her to kill her children. She did not know what she was doing was wrong. That testimony ended after the prosecution challenged her on a few questions, and now we are dealing with a situation where court will resume tomorrow. The judge says that it will be a, quote, longer day, and then we expect closings on Monday.
Yeah. She was hearing voices, guys. She was just hearing voices, all right? The voices were telling her that things were not safe. You have to kill your own children, and she did.
Psychosis.
And it was just postpartum psychosis, guys. Listen, man, and when there's postpartum psychosis going on, women are just going to murder their own children. I'm just saying. That's just totally normal, and you have to accept it.
And army groups go in the altar?
I don't think so. So this guy says, how could they your voice is saying something like that?
I don't think so.
Tall dude built like a brick shithouse, or
I haven't seen one.
guys and vulgar slurs, and it's always
Yeah, I don't
just
think they're allowed in
your
there.
baby. Fantastic question. She wouldn't respond. The voices conveniently only spoke there when she told the one person who could protect the children to go on a long errand. What I do not understand is how did he not completely snap when he found out? He did. The 911 call was so horrific and dramatic. They didn't want it released to the public. He finds the kids one by one, screams, my buddy, my buddy. He finds his son dead in the other room. And you have women out there running to defend her because, well, the stress. That's right. That was a stressful. So therefore, obviously, murdering her children is totally acceptable and sane, bestie. And again, it's pretty insane. Now, here's the craziest thing. We started getting copy fingers. This is breaking news. Mother slits throat over 3 children. Told their father, say goodbye to your kids. What the fuck? What's going on? Former Kentuckian cheerleader pleaded guilty to killing her newborn baby, stuffing him in a trash bag in the closet. Claims she was under emotional stress. That's right. It's just a thing that happens.
A lot of emotional stress. And my baby came unexpectedly. And instead of holding it, I decided. And afterwards, I cleaned up. It didn't tell me.
So tell me when you say instead of helping him, you did what?
I ended his life.
How did you end his life?
I applied to the monster.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah. Anyway, unexpectedly, after 9 months, the baby came out. So she killed it because obviously she deprived him of oxygen because she was stressed. Yep, unexpectedly. So anyway, here's the thing. And here's the very uncomfortable truth that a lot of people don't say. There's an entire culture normalizing this. Hey, woman, you feel stressed? Well, you don't have to get over it. You can just murder your own child. Actually. In fact, arguably, a fetus after accidentally going into her vagina, and then she didn't take a morning after pill, and then 9 months later, baby unexpectedly came out and she murdered it. A woman is crying! Burn the Constitution! We have to remove these people from society. This is insane. Obviously. And people that are a little stressed and they'll murder their babies, hot take, I don't know if I want them to vote. I don't know if I want them to be judges. I definitely don't know if I want them to be elected to public office. I think that on this on my Patreon, which said on YouTube. However, I do want to make something very clear. We are living in a society where 25% of women in America murdered their own babies in. We as a society have normalized infanticide. Okay, we have normalized the idea that if a bitch is crying, she can get away with literally everything. Okay, so when you normalize all of that into society, and they have a momentary stress, they'll murder their own baby instead of realizing, wait, hold up, I'm stressed as fuck right now. I should not make any decisions being this stressed. And it's insane. It's actually insane. My wife literally told me, like, years ago. She said to me, like, listen, man, if I'm ever like in an emotional, hormonal state, just remind me, honey, today's not a day for making decisions. Today's not a day for decisions, you know? Just maybe not today, you know? So anyway, and the reality is that's a pretty normal thing, actually. That there are emotional states that are higher and lower. Obviously, depending on birth control and all this other drugs, but also when it comes to periods, pregnancies, pre-birth, post-birth, all of these things, literally, literally change the physiological, emotional state of women. That doesn't mean they can murder their own children. That doesn't mean they should just be accepted to do this. And yeah, I have told my wife several times. I don't think today's a decision day. And then we move on, and it's pretty great actually. So anyway, Tecto made this tweet, which is pretty great. All right, gentlemen, which one we choosing? Leaving your baby with mother with postpartum depression, or a bear? Now this is funny. It's obviously flipping the old meme on its head. So feminists were pushing this for a very long time. It's like, who would you rather be alone with, a bear or a man? And then the feminists will be like, a bear, because at least a bear wouldn't rape me, and I might live, whereas a man would definitely rape me. All right, so this is literally what they've all been pushing, and obviously everyone was making fun of it. But this is a really effective way to flip what I would say. I would rather leave my baby with a bear than a mother with postpartum depression. All right, that baby might actually be raised by the bear from a strong, independent woman or something. Whereas the mother with postpartum depression literally just get $1 million by murdering the baby. So I'll take a bear easily, right? So obviously, if people are not happy about this, this is Brooke. She's a streamer for one of the big streaming organizations. She said, I hate the current trend of instantly comparing mothers with any sort of postpartum depression equals awful person of violence. So many people who are grandmothers suffer and take great care of their children, only to be shamed by men online. Support your women who gave their mind, body, and soul to provide beautiful children to this world. Just fucking gross and insulting to women everywhere. Literally. Cry about it. Literally cry about it. Congratulations on the virtue signal. I hope it paid for your bills. Good job, streamer woman. W. Woo! Women good. All right, listen, man. Every time women saying that men are bears, say bear is better, that's totally fine. That's okay. Millions of women supporting a literal murderer, murder her own children, and then you say,
"Oh my God, you're gonna go through Iceman?"
Stress or whatever. Postpartum depression or bear, and then they all freak out. How dare you defeat women like this?
You're
Now,
taking your just things through Iceman and the other no-name guy?
likes of which we've never seen before, and it's only getting worse. Bro, when the women don't block their rapist discourse drop, I thought nothing would outdo it that the Lindsay Clancy trial did. How women look at you when you tell them they aren't allowed to kill their entire family. Oh, but my postpartum depression. But if they're depressed, but partly.
I didn't even see them.
Finally got on bed, and then he actually talked about it. Oh man! Oh jeez! This is the big.
Oh my God, this guy barely touched me.
This woman.
He's not even hitting me.
Yes, he is. His AOE is spitting.
I know, but he's not. He's hitting the other guy.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the.
Oh my God!
I'm looking at the QSH damage and the Achilles damage wailing on you, the AoE.
Wave Lindsay Clancy arriving at.
Brother, imagine if they were hitting me.
It could be my best friends. It could be me. We are hearing her. We see that she tried everything.
There's a woman on the jury melting her brain on TikTok, and another juror told the judge. Each juror was questioned by the judge about what we simply don't know, actually. Every single one of these women needs Child Protective Services called on them now. This is just so sick. You're sitting here and you're making a video of all these best ways to get women to realize that they shouldn't have rights to vote. It's simple. You actually just tell them, don't worry. All your friends are also not going to vote together.
That'd be beautiful. It's time you're spending with your child, and you have the text in the middle of the screen, and it says "same." What are we doing here? You don't understand female psychology and body. This is an extreme case of postpartum psychosis. Unless you're a doctor, you aren't qualified to judge. I think that from now on, anytime that somebody gets raped, it's just a testosterone-induced psychosis. They shouldn't put them in jail for it anymore. See, but the thing is, none of these people are actually thinking about this rationally in any way. All right, like it's not like they're thinking about this rationally. It's a total and pure emotional gut punch. These people are not operating within the grounds of rationality. Like I already went through all of this shit. All right, can you imagine if a postpartum depression woman was the president of the United States and she decided she was just going to nuke Canada? Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just being loud, just be real, right? Just for a second.
TikTokers are posting reenactment videos of them hanging out the window to prove that Lindsay Clancy is innocent.
I've been following this Lindsay Clancy trial, especially as a mother of two who dealt with a lot of postpartum mental illness. And, just following all their birth charts and birthdays and zodiac signs. She did it. Patrick did it.
Forensic astrologer, death investigator. It keeps getting worse. Here's the scary thing. They vote.
I'm telling you all right now, when the South Node goes into Cancer, he's going to be having eclipses. Wait for this man to be humbled and for karma to do its thing.
For karma to do its thing. I donated 800 and I'm a single mom who lives off ramen. I hope that other people donate too to free this woman from her hell. Over 700, this is how much money that she's raised. Actor Lisa Rinna says her female therapist agreed that Patrick Clancy killed his children because women don't strangle.
Alright, he did it. Patrick did it.
Which
Typically don't strangle.
Women typically don't strangle.
It's not because we cannot hold women accountable. Many of us see ourselves in Lindsay.
We know.
Many of us know. He could have been older.
What is this world coming to? My God. Women typically don't strangle. Hello?
Some of those
it's kids.
This is basically the same thing as the Taliban saying that if a woman is showing her face, that it's okay to rape her. We're going to have our rights taken away, aren't we? Lindsay Clancy's husband failed her. Patrick worked from home to help out. He got his wife premium health care. He hired a nanny to help her out. She did not go back to work. Dad, Patrick Clancy, runs the Boston Marathon to raise $75,000 for the hospital that treated his kids. This is an interview with him as he was emotional. Now, he raised all of that money for Boston Children's. He ran to honor them. Love my kids. They're wonderful people. They had a lot of friends. Everybody loved them. They had short lives, but they had really good lives. And it is so clear how much Patrick Clancy loved his children. He had his daughter's bow on him and a bracelet and an armband from his two sons. So they were right there with him as he crossed the finish line today. I don't even know what to say. I really don't. Yeah, heartbreakingly, a lot of people are just losing their mind. They don't even know what to make of this. Well, you will know what to make of this if you watch my deep dive on Patreon. It can't be said on YouTube, but it's over there. So if you want to see it, it's a banger. I have to admit, but it's not the thing that some people would necessarily want to hear. The reality is, we have a major issue, and the issue is that people, specifically leftists, have figured out exactly how to emotionally manipulate single liberal white women, and it's working. So Hassan Piker is out here making his life worse for himself. He is going to find himself, and I will be entertained. So he's out here celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Again, he does this almost every day on his stream. A lot of people were surprised because they didn't know he does this every day on his stream. But if they're watching, not to nor they wouldn't be surprised because he does this every day on his stream. He loves the fact that Charlie Kirk is dead. Actually, a lot of people think that that's not the case, and he just wants free healthcare. He actually just wants to kill right-wing people because he wants the Chinese overlords to take over or whatever, and he loves Islamic jihad. So this is him on the live show celebrating.
Amazing how many people knew Charlie Kirk before he was killed.
Which is pretty entertaining.
I didn't know who he was.
I never knew who this fool was.
Jew. Yeah, I'm not playing that. The cringe. Again, I would kill myself, but unfortunately that violates YouTube's terms and services, so we will not be doing that today. So, and the funny thing is, this is a song biker with like generic streamer guys. All right, these aren't like political streamers. These are generic streamer bros that they all get together to celebrate the assassination of a good man, a father, and a husband. And it's one of the most unbelievable things I've ever seen in my life. It's just true and utter Turkish horror. All right, the likes of which I would never imagine. If his parents weren't inbred, you might have known better. But this is unbelievable. Carried the flame tonight. All right, him in his Mao suit with a bunch of homosexuals. And if you look at the background, the homosexuals are actually real, bro. This is insane. This is crazy. This like dysgenic Ninja Turtles. Right? Like the group looks exactly like you would expect it to. Just want to make this clear. Right now, I'm not allowed to call people fat on YouTube because they're not getting monetized. In fact, I'm never getting monetized. I mean, literally getting black but I'll have you know, I just recently had an entire video taken down off YouTube because Peter Dinklage, the dwarf guy from Game of Thrones, he went on a podcast complaining about how he doesn't get roles like Superman, and I said, well, I literally shouldn't have but I said you wouldn't be able to receive roles like Superman because there's a height required. And that video got taken down for me harassing protected groups. So your boy's fucked. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm ego fucked. The eye of Sauron is looking at me big time. All right, just want to make that clear. All right. So anyway, I have no comments to make about any of the people in here. Okay, just want to say that. All right, I'm really happy that Michael Knowles stole my Jabba the Hutt joke in his recent video. He could use that. All right, I can. So this guy. Liftard calls out Hassan, saying Hassan Piker is a right-wing psyop because he's making people hate the left because the left obviously sucks and is evil. So he's saying that Hassan is a right-wing psyop, and Hassan calls him out because this dude himself was also celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. Again, this is the crazy thing. All the leftists celebrated his death. So no matter how many Candace Owens people are going to come out of the woodwork and talk about how it actually was Israel. All right, my new favorite conspiracy. Here's the shadow that Tyler Robinson made in the ground. Kind of looks like the shape of the country of Israel, which means nothing, but it's still very funny that they're all pushing this. It blows my mind down the Bible. Pushing the shit. All right, that it was Israel because the shadow kind of looks a little like. All right, anyway, you get the idea. So it's pretty insane. The left is still celebrating it to this day. All the arguments you want to make, completely and utterly irrelevant. And every leftist does this. So a leftist will call out Hassan for doing it, and Hassan will say, well, you did it. Because all the leftists celebrated the murder of a great man. Right, literally. Now, Sneeko had this to say, and this is incredible. Incredible, actually. I've never, he surprises me every day by being an even worse guy. So Sneeko goes on stream to explain why he also is now celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I see why they think it's funny, but I just don't think it's helping his case.
Helping? I don't support it because it's not helping.
So they're really mad about this. Everyone's talking about this. 8 million views. But Charlie Kirk also ridiculed dead people, right? So they are making fun.
Okay, so now you can ridicule dead people because he ridicules dead people? Is that how it works?
But Charlie Kirk. They're making fun of that song, and they're making fun of how they turned Charlie Kirk into a martyr. The song's been joking about this nonstop. He will dance to the Indian Charlie Kirk song. He plays it frequently.
Also, which dead people was he making fun of? We'll get there in a second.
It's not been very sympathetic. And I made an error, right? When Charlie Kirk was assassinated.
Get ready for this. Hold on, let me put my fake Malcolm X glasses on.
And you guys know who I think did it. I did tweet prayers for Charlie Kirk. I should have said prayers for his family because, he did declare himself as an enemy of Islam. One of the last things he tweeted was Islam is going to be the sword the left uses to slit the throat of America. Something
right?
Like that. But Charlie Kirk is...
So he regrets saying prayers for Charlie Kirk. All right, let's understand the level of mind rape we're dealing with. He regrets saying prayers for Charlie Kirk when he got assassinated.
Look, so they're making fun of him, and it's not right to...
I appreciate that they all say it out loud. It's very nice. Thank you, God, for making our enemies sub-IQ inbreds.
Wrongs don't make it right. But Charlie Kirk was ridiculing the genocide in Palestine. He's making fun of kids getting sniped in the head.
I don't think it was doomed yet because there is still no examples of kids sniped in the head. Right? All the examples that they claimed of kids sniped in the head so far have been disproven. So again, so far that is not the case. But anyway, genocide was happening before he died. It's still happening now. And there was also no genocide. There was never a genocide in Gaza. This never happened. It's a pretendicide that these people use as like a political talking point, standing on the corpses of children. Now, for the record, the reason why these children died in Gaza was actually because Hamas decided they wanted to start a war. And the and they also had NBC, and they shot rockets from hospitals. Now, explain to me how 70% of the infrastructure in Gaza was destroyed and only 2% of the people were killed. Explain that ratio to me, genocide. It's pretty hilarious, actually. Look at what he said about the kids in Gaza. If you as a gay person would go to Gaza, they'd throw you off of tall buildings, right? Now they're not throwing any tall buildings left, so... is that too soon? I'm sorry. Is that too soon? So... Well, he's making fun of buildings being destroyed. Okay, I guess now it's okay to kill him because Israel blew up their buildings. Okay? Everybody up in arms about this. Oh no, Charlie Kirk. How could Hassan do this? How could he make fun of Charlie Kirk? How could Charlie Kirk make fun of the destruction of an entire... He makes fun of their buildings being destroyed in Gaza. Hello? These dumbasses started a war, lost miserably, screamed genocide, their buildings died. Oh no! The buildings! Society. Right? He's saying that they throw gays off the roof and now there's no more roofs to throw gay people off of. Yeah. Listen to what else he says. Stupid. Too soon? I'm sorry. Then he said, too soon, I'm sorry. Too soon. Am I too edgy? He's joking about dead kids in Gaza. He's joking about buildings being destroyed. That's too soon? I'm sorry. Then he said, too stupid Muslims. I mean, what? Like, where's the lie? They go to Israel, they do a genocide on Jews, they try to kill as many as they can, they rape a bunch, they kill 1,300 people, they rape a few hundred, they capture a couple, and then they lose a war. Like, what do you want to say? I think so saying he flipped his opinion on Israel. Like, are you insane? He literally supported the most controversial things Israel ever did. Alright? Like, but hello? Oh. Maybe you shouldn't kill Jews, stupid Muslims. Well, I mean, yeah. Hello? Where's the lie? If they wouldn't have killed Jews, Gaza wouldn't have been obliterated. He's just right. Charlie Kirk ridiculing and joking about dead kids in Gaza. I don't remember it ridiculing about dead kids in Gaza. I do remember it making fun of people for starting a war and losing. And then not one person, an entire ongoing genocide, which he admitted was ethnic cleansing. He said on the Patrick Bet-David show. I think they edited it out of the podcast, but he said that the Israelis are going to try to ethnically cleanse Gaza. They have. At least they have. Well, they didn't even know they have. Israel is getting credit for it. They should just do it at this point. Like, what the hell? That was a joke. Adamantly specific about what they're trying to do. So here he is joking about it. Right. Do you see the right wing amplify this? Do you see them talk about how... why would they amplify this? Who's right? You shouldn't ridicule dead children? Not only that, it's like he said... Again, I don't remember doing it. Thanks, stupid Muslims. Does he know how many... No, he said stupid Muslims. We should kill him now and celebrate his death for a year. That's Nico. Christians are... He's aware. Do the Christians in America know how many Christian churches were bombed by the Israelis? I know everyone does this. So there's a really funny metric that came out of Gaza, all right? And I'm sorry if this sounds crass, but it's a really funny metric that I see a lot of people use. They say 66% of churches in Gaza were destroyed. There were 3 churches in Gaza, and 2 were destroyed. All right? I just want to make this clear, 66% of churches. Do you realize that every single country in the Middle East saw their Christian population dwindle except for Israel, where it increased by 4x? Whereas in every single Muslim country in the entire Middle East, the Christians are literally getting genocided. All of them, like Turkey and Syria and the Congo and Rwanda and Ethiopia and all these freaking places. Like, are we aware? Like, it's incredible that we're doing this. Churches in Jerusalem bombed. How many Christian Palestinians? 0 churches in Jerusalem got bombed. 0. Hello? Palestinians have died. They don't speak about it. They don't care. They never speak about the Christians and Palestinians. I don't know if you feel like he cares about Christians now. Anyway, thank you for the raid. Dude, it's pretty incredible watching the dude do his shtick. So, this was Charlie Kirk on the pretendicide in Gaza. Yeah, right. If you as a gay person would go to Gaza, they'd throw you off of tall buildings, right? True.
Now they don't have any tall buildings left, so. True. And he said, kill Jews, stupid Muslims. I mean, where's the lie? What do you want me to say? Literally no lies to take. Anyway, so of course you have everyone celebrating the fact that there were big, Hassan was dancing to this tune, saying, beast mode, we killed Charlie Kirk, beast mode, right? This is the wholesome left. All right, what leftists say they want free healthcare. It includes euthanizing right-wingers who disagree with them. And then they just repeat this. Yes, that is actually what they want. Completely true. Anyway, so Destiny responds saying, how long before it happens do you think about Hassan getting assassinated, which is pretty insane, actually, by the way. Pretty wild. Definitely wild. All right, so amplified! At the right corner, we have Destiny! Completed on a degenerate murder. He's in court, getting sued for allegedly leaking nudes of someone that he recorded unconsensually, allegedly. And he's going after Hassan Biker, leftist, terrorism, border extraordinaire, dog, abuser, and it's a pretty crazy battle between the cripples. It's a cripple fight. Anyway, now Hassan keeps going, actually. He thinks that he's going to make his reputation better. So this is the clip of him saying that, literally threatening American Jews, because again, he's so wholesome and leftist and only wants free healthcare.
And you want to know why? Because people don't fuck with Israel any longer. And if Jews in America keep putting this idea out there that they are singularly invested in Israel, eventually someone's going to come around and take action, not against the state of Israel, mind you, but against American Jews.
Hey, Jews, if you're not going to support Hamas, we're going to kill you.
Okay.
What is that?
We're teaching people the wrong lesson. I don't know how people don't recognize how dangerous this predicament is, how
very dangerous for you, American Jews. If you don't start supporting Hamas, you're going to die.
Dangerous. This is for Jews.
Very dangerous.
You're running around basically tying your entire identity to a country that inevitably will be seen as basically Jewish ISIS.
Oh no, you're tying yourself to a country with Jews in it. We're gonna have to kill you because they kill terrorists in Israel, and we really don't like that.
And you're saying, as Jews, this is all we care about.
I don't know any Jews that say that this is all they care about. But I'm sure they exist, and that means that Hassan would endorse killing them. Yeah, he called Israel Jewish ISIS because they kill terrorists, and he loves terrorists, so obviously he's very offended. So anyway, Trump actually goes after Hassan, very funny.
She gave him a lot of money, and he recently campaigned with a communist fanatic who says,
True.
America deserved 9/11. We deserved it. Right? We deserved all that.
That's my orange man, the orange man himself, coming after Hassan Piker, mouse app dog, baby. He actually went after him. Absolutely. TikTok, Hassan. TikTok. Dude, I love how Hassan Piker is the future. I love how Hassan Piker, he's literally, everyone's favorite punching bag on the planet. It's like, please, Democrats, please defend Hassan Piker from Donald Trump. Do you think they're going to have the ability to do that? Like, I know they have Trump derangement syndrome. Do you think they will literally go against Trump so hard that they defend Hassan Piker? Please do. Tie yourself to this Turkish roach terrorist-loving mob. Please do it. Please defend Hassan. It would be the best thing that could possibly happen to us. Now, the left is actually, ironically, having a fantastic day. So she has been known for going after Charlie Kirk a lot. She went after Charlie Kirk in all of his debates. She would chase him around out there. She does like Jubilee debates. So she actually just did a debate against 20 pro-life women. Right? She had to make this TikTok in response to her debate against the pro-life women because she's pro-infanticide. I don't use terms like abortion. Right? Yes. I don't believe in these terms. This is commie gobbledygook to desensitize you to the murder of children. All right. So she's pro-infanticide. And this is what she had to say. Pay no attention to her forehead.
I debated 20 pro-life women, and after the debate, something kind of crazy happened. Okay.
They don't have an audience. Dang Fred, but thanks for the 10 cents.
Okay, so the whole thing was a very intense experience. You can catch it on the Dr. Knapp shows.
When we're done, we're chatting, we're thinking, it's actually really doing nice. I don't know much about it, but yeah, by the way, I have a gift for you. And they hand me out. They had put together $550 to help me with my elder. But that is such a profound act of kindness. We take a step back. So, when you're
Then Tart realizes that pro-life women are actually just kind and nice, and it's like they just don't want you to murder babies, and they're not just all like crazy fascists. Wow.
sometimes I get emotional at this video, but I can't actually muster any of that. It's because I'm on SRRI, it's not breast
There's
control.
got to be some strategy to what this camp is doing
On the other
at this altar, because it makes no sense.
Where did hate comments?
Huh?
Legislation interested.
It makes no sense what they're doing at this altar, even though they don't have the other one to fight to go and sit in.
It just because we disagree.
No.
I know we're all celebrating. I'm Charlie
'Cause
Kirk.
the ones outside the altar by the pass, they're killing a lot of arms that are coming in. That's the only strategy I see.
W. Mitzarel.
And it's all the kings. Well, Magic Mayhem is not a king, but Negan is a king. The No Name guy is a king. Iceman is a king. Look at NPC is battling. Go ahead, NPC, get you some.
They're desperate.
It was still the like, alright, yes. I actually feel expected. Still pro child murder. Don't think that she doesn't want to kill children anymore. I understand you. I'm so happy that we found some other. One of those dangerous stories. Yeah, you didn't find any common ground. They're just really nice, and they give you money because they felt like you needed it, and they're just kind people that don't want to murder babies. I know, it's pretty incredible, actually. So, thank you again for everything. Sure. Really nice. Don't you wonder why no one watches their content? Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I already said this earlier, but I can't kill myself on YouTube, or it's a violation of the terms of service. So Abdul El Sayed, a wholesome Chungus liberal, is making fun of Banks' family now because that's a normal thing to do in politics, I guess.
What do you think is going through Rusha's head when he talks? She's like, damn, I have to sleep with him. I mean, like, I mean, I guess she's pregnant, so I guess what's happening. But like, yeah, like, you gotta imagine, like, truly zero charisma. Like, Rusha,
Like, it is rough, right?
like, get out, okay? What?
These are the wholesome leftists. The wholesome leftists that are going to usher in such a wholesome age. Like, bros out here, teenagers. Again, listen. I don't want to tap into stereotypes here. Muslims hating Hindus is like it's a tale as old as Muslims hating Christians and Jews. So like, listen, man, what do you want to say? Anyway, this Asmongold is back, so it's always fun to see him reacting to Hassan taking L's.
And so Trump saw the clip. I'm not surprised. I'm really not. So Hassan decided to
Get it that
go out and sing "We Are Charlie Kirk" at the Fear and Live tour. This obviously was so cringe it's gone viral.
We're still in 4th place as a camp. My God, this is ridiculous.
I'm gonna watch this for a whole minute. Man, saddest part, Charlie Kirk would have borne this piece of shit if he got shot. Yeah, definitely. Hassan Piker is a Marxist assassination of Charlie Kirk. He's not mocking it, he's supporting it. And this is him doing it again, too, by the way.
That's right.
Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah. This is him crashing out over me watching a clip that went giga viral of somebody showing a picture of a dog next to him in real life.
Unspoken rule among content creators in general. We don't highlight this sort of stuff, and we instantly criticize this sort of stuff because we all know what goes around comes around. The difference between myself and Asmongold is that if someone were to approach Asmongold like that, I wouldn't be celebrating it.
I wouldn't be celebrating it. So you'd just be dancing.
No, he'll just celebrate the literal murder of a good man. He'll celebrate and hope it happens to more people. That'll do.
Hey, but if he hears my words, I think he'll understand, man to man. What goes around comes around, Asmongold.
This is him obviously trying to like make some kind of veiled threat. It's really very thinly veiled. By the way, keep this in mind. This is all over a person showing a picture of a doll.
You literally need to be in jail. You need to be in prison for the rest of your fucking life. Maybe even fucking shot against the wall. I'm sick and tired of motherfuckers who go, yeah, developing nations deserve to be in the position that they're in. No, seriously.
I'm the one that gets suspended. Can you believe that? He loves the goal of impoverishing the white middle class.
Randami's aid is top 8. C.M. Weaver said if you don't believe in the government's sacred right to seize property, it's over. And impoverish the white middle class.
Beast Mode. I love her so much.
Can you imagine? We want to make all the black people poor again. And I'm like, oh, beast mode, bro, true. Just aggro the Eye of Sauron. Wait, what is this?
She gave him a lot of money and he recently campaigned with a communist fanatic who says that America deserved 9/11. We deserved it, right? We deserved all that destruction.
I saw Pikers make a big demand that the Democrats defend me. Please defend me. I think the Democrats do defend.
Please defend Hassan. Oh my God.
Please defend me.
The funniest thing, you can see that he reframed his camera angle to not show the newspaper article of the day after. Instead, that was Teddy Bear. Dan Saltman and Decoy confirmed the Google results when you search who shocks dogs.
Yep.
There's no way. There's no way.
These are all the kings, bro. That ITC CJW guy, he's a king. Here's Negan, he is Iceman.
Unfortunately, I feel like a lot of people don't know about
Magic Mayhem.
Literally saying, I want to kill Charlie Kirk.
Cutting off the reinforcements.
What about Democratic mayors? It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? We're fucking talking about socialized medicine. And you can turn around and you can ask a question about murderous cities and their Democratic mayors. I want to dude. In a video game setting. I want to own him in a video game setting. Oh Jesus! Yeah, a lot of people didn't remember that one. But yeah, they just want free healthcare. Right. Now, I will never forget the time where they actually did meet in prison. And Charlie Kirk brutally mugged Hassan so badly. I think that he literally got Little Road so badly. So badly. He never forgot.
What's up, Charlie? What are you doing? You're gonna send me commission. I'll get you the music make those.
Anyway,
and now he's celebrating his murder. And it's just absolutely heartbreaking. And it's insane to watch in real time the absolute evil that is around us. I really miss that man. And now we have all these vultures, homosexuals that are coming out of the woodwork to clown on his grave, twist his views, and celebrate his death. He was just a good man that wanted people to believe in God and kind of wanted people to stop murdering babies or something. The baby murder party didn't like him for that, I guess. But the Patriots will remember him, and we will destroy him. Now, it's really nice to see, though, on the flip side, some people are waking up, even women, shoe on head, finally admits MAGA was right, and that the Democrats are actually crazy. Finally admits it. She didn't know this before, but now she does. I'm making a joke, because the previous video she called me out for saying that she's finally realizing the left is evil, and she always knew the left was evil. She didn't realize the left was this evil, and she's finally admitting it, guys, finally. After years of waiting.
So my last video was about woke one, a new phrase coined by leftists.
Now, woke one is where leftists take you with their psyop. Democrats all along. That's what the woke one is. Woke one is a goiny. It's a mental operation where they try to get you. And they're like, oh, woke one was crazy, but they never actually elaborate what woke one is because they still want all like the gay trans stuff, but they want to pander to the third world now more. And the third world doesn't like the gay trans stuff. See, this is the new issue. The new debacle on the left is like, how do we promote infinite homosexuality when we are literally importing people that execute homosexuals? So woke one was crazy, guys, right? Mohammed? Can I count on your support, Mohammed?
line that is being used to distance themselves from the terrible PR disaster that was the last few years for the left in America. Nancy Pelosi kneeling in full African garb to honor George Floyd.
Why, that was actually Nancy Pelosi was from Wakanda.
Was just World War I. And how, in my opinion, that was not World War I. And how World
See, the funny thing is, they'll never actually explain what World War I. Like, I can tell you a few things of World War I. You know, World War I, Donald Trump gets elected, leftoids throughout the country just instantly try to move to Canada. Canada's, servers all go down because they're all trying to, migrate over there. All right, we got all the kneeling at George Floyd's golden casket burning the country down. All right, we got all the infinite genders and Tumblr with their 73 different accepted genders and stuff like that. Like, whenever I see stuff like this, I think of World War I. They will never admit it. They don't actually have any examples of World War I because they don't want to admit any of those individual things are wrong. They still want to abolish the police and redistribute our wealth and want raise riots to destroy our countries. They still want all that stuff. They just realized that the branding was bad, so they're rebranding.
World War I actually started in 2012, 2014 with Gamergate, Me Too, Tumblr era feminism, the whole pre-Trump era wokeness before it was even called woke. And I talked about how I don't want them to rewrite history and pretend this all started in 2020. After uploading that video on World War I thought I was free, that I would never have to hear the insufferable
AOC show
delusional term World War I ever again. I thought I could finally move on with my life. Yeah, I thought.
What do you make of those controversial statements? I'm sure you've seen.
Dude, I knew it. I told you this was happening. I knew that the AOC was showing up. Here, I have a really good hot take about AOC, by the way, which I'm very excited to share.
She's, the Thanksgiving stuff, abolish prisons, abolish police.
Francesca Hong has made clear her present stances to her
Yeah, she's moved away from
Right, she's moved away from it. Of course, the rhetoric in that time is not rhetoric that we would use today. I have a local city councilman that has this.
I was only a 47-year-old baby. I was a little baby girl of the age of 47 when I wanted to abolish the police and kill Donald Trump. Now I'm 49, and I don't want to abolish the police anymore. I want to replace them with social workers. And I still want to kill Donald Trump.
That's saying World War I was crazy.
Yeah, what about a crazy? Now I have a really hot take about Sandy over here. All right, and you're not gonna like it probably, but I will. So AOC recently announced that she's freezing her eggs. She posted these cringe TikToks about her going through procedures to freeze her eggs because obviously she's getting older, and we have decided collectively as a culture we need to destroy our civilization so women shouldn't have children, and stuff like that. They have to abort their babies and not get married and get a career before actually getting pregnant and stuff. So they need to go through these Frankenstein-esque treatments in order to have children later. Extend battle against God and biology. All right, so she's doing that. Also, recently, she broke up with her boyfriend. Right? I covered this in previous videos, but I had a hot take that I shared with my stream chat earlier on kick.com/Nuxenor and Rumble, also linked in the description, Nuxtaco and Rumble. All right? I've shared it with the people, and the people, they had a bit of a civil war over it, so I'm going to share it with you today. You see, AOC had to go off of her birth control in order to freeze her eggs. Now, her boyfriend, in my opinion, was a closet homosexual. So my hot take is she went off birth control. She was with this boyfriend for a long time. They never wanted to have sex. She never was interested in any of that stuff. She goes off birth control, and all of a sudden, holy shit, he's dating a homosexual. She wants a gorilla man to destroy her because all of a sudden, when you're off birth control, you want to make babies. And this soy flavored homosexual F-slur that I cannot say on YouTube. This guy over here, this dude is not cutting it. So she has gone down to her primal self, going off man-made sterilization drugs. I'm just saying, that's my hot take. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below.
World War I was crazy.
Now, as an
dating like a Keir Starmer style
AOC fangirl,
and then she comes after me when I said she finally realized this left is crazy. You cannot do this. No, I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna have to pull up. I'm gonna have to pull it up. No, I'm gonna have to pull it up. All right, check this out. You're not ready. You're not ready.
Here you go. I woke magic to me. Channel, and then they'll make reaction videos to my videos, and they'll title them things like Seanhead is done with the left. Seanhead is finally waking up. And it's like, I've been woken up. Do not cite the anti-woke magic to me. Otaku. I was there when it was written. Before you go.
Like, you're gonna. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I am saying? Anyway, I can't give her too much shit for this. She was literally making like anti-feminist videos like 10 years ago. Alright, she was making like anti-feminist videos 10 years ago. I was out there making like anime reviews. So I can't like shit on her too much. But like objectively, she's finally realizing.
I feel like I am well within my rights to say, not so fast, bitch. I watched these people go from anti-establishment, fighting the man, become the most preachy, buck-broken, neutered HR department Karens in real time. I remember when she broke away from the Bernie Sanders campaign after he dared go on Joe Rogan. I watched this all happen, and I held on. I held on for a long time. Many would say too long. But this...
I would say long and better. And then she got married and had children. And then everything changed because nothing radicalizes a woman like getting married and having children. And then all of a sudden she's like, well, I actually do want my husband to have a gun. I actually do want rapists to be in prison. And she's like, well, I actually don't want to import people from countries that have higher rape rates than the United States. And she's like, whoa. I'm like, wait. Anyway.
This clip of AOC talking about Woke One really solidified how I've been feeling for the past few years. In this video, I will be responding to AOC trying to walk back Woke One in what I can only assume is a desperate attempt to distance herself from the more crazy people in her movement before a future presidential. Now, politicians are out here trying to dodge accountability for things that they've said and done. The rest of us are out here figuring out how we're going to afford anything. People are getting squeezed from every direction. Rent costs too much, groceries cost too much, everything costs too much. At this point, I'm scared to open my wallet because I know it's going to be empty. Actually, that's not true. It's foolish. It's just random gift cards from 2011 that I've never used.
That's because you have a child. That's what happens when you have children. You get a child, and all of a sudden everyone thinks you need a gift card to random garbage. Just saying.
I don't even know what half this stuff is, but thankfully, I
have sponsored by
product that can help with just that. So before we get into today's video,
what's your Ridge wallet?
Quickly give a shout out to today's sponsor, Ridge.
Would you look at that? Well, go to Rumble Wallet. Not depend on Rumble Wallet. You get a Rumble Wallet, and with Rumble Wallet, you can rumble all over the place. Lots of rumblings to do. Support your boy. That would be awesome.
Sticking the end. The real.
Be supporting another wallet on this channel.
Don't you see the real? This is the politician AOC and the interviewer are talking about. For Jessica Hong is a progressive.
I cannot insult her appearance on YouTube, or I will get smitten by the YouTube god. Boy, howdy.
TSA candidate who recently lost her primary. Francesca Hong has a few interesting tweets from 2020. Who among us does not? But most notably,
it's hilarious how like I call out all these people, and I find them on like Asmongold videos, Shoehead videos, Think Before You Sleep videos. And it's like, listen, man, I know this biatch. Okay, I do. She's the one that hates her son because her son is half white because she dated a white guy because she's, an activist in the streets and colonized in the sheets.
One about wanting to cancel Thanksgiving. Cancel Thanksgiving. Should have done this in 1621. If it takes a worldwide pandemic for us to realize we should stop celebrating colonialism and the original
saying, using pestilence to kill the Native Americans was a fantastic strategy. It's not too late to send Bonnie Blueprint to Afghanistan and see what absolute diabolical hellspawn rages forth. Okay, I feel like we could utilize pestilence in a lot more effective manners now that we know how to control it. Right? We can send King AIDS, right? Just airdrop her into the middle of Tehran, Iran. They will all forget about their goat addiction immediately.
For spreader event that killed indigenous folks and women, so be it. Please don't gather for the colonizer holiday. Please do wear a mask. I forget that people actually speak like this, and it's not just like some conservative parody of liberals. One thing that they brought up as well was a post from you in 2021. where you said Americans should cancel Thanksgiving, should have done this in 1621. Do you still believe that Thanksgiving should be canceled?
I'm sure folks around the table to share conversation and build community is always a good thing. But Thanksgiving is also a time that's incredibly painful for many people in our community.
Don't get me wrong, I love the struggle session. They're putting these candidates through reading their old Woke 1.0 tweets back at them, like a dog that peed on the carpet.
I decided I feel like the best way for me to do this. I will not insult Francesco Han's appearance because insulting someone's appearance violates the YouTube terms of service. Okay? I am, however, going to say that this Star Wars alien is running for governor in Wisconsin and lost for some reason. Okay? I am not saying, okay, that they look alike. What I am saying is that they don't like all of them. Okay, simply wanting to point this out. Okay, that I personally am not so like the Star Wars alien is beautiful. Okay, because all women are beautiful. Because all women are beautiful. Is what I'm saying.
From many people in
Damn,
our
your Herman is still alive in there?
Love the struggle session. They're putting reading their tweets back at them, like a dog that peed on the carpet.
Is that the only time you died?
What is this?
Was it suicide?
Yeah.
Some replies from like Democrats and
I have to
leftists
clear
on
these
us.
guys out from here, man.
Is it so hard to just say, no, I do not want to cancel Thanksgiving? Even if you do want to, just want
I'm about to suicide again.
Like
This time on purpose.
leftists are like, just lie. Leftists, like, you can just lie to them, look wrong, please.
Why is she catering so hard to the French? Does she want to lose her election? Why can't she just lie? This woman is an optics nightmare. Just say no. Say it was a joke. Say it was World War I. Just lie for fuck's sake. Just say no. Just lie, please. No, she shouldn't lie, and she's not trying to.
Again, this is the Hassan crowd. Lying is OP. Remember that strategy? Remember when Hassan said that he disagrees with some of the things that Hamas did, but he didn't want to get into details? So that's because he wanted Hamas to kill more Jews. All right, and so he lied when he stated that he feels like some of the actions they took was violations of international law. I don't care on that.
To cater. This is what she truly believes, and the people should know exactly what she believes. She has talked about her half-white son, that he gives her a proximity to whiteness.
I wasn't always aware of the struggles of other communities of color because for me assimilation always kind of took over. And so I did marry my proximity to whiteness continues, right?
Shit, you married a colonizer.
My son is biracial. He's half white and half Korean.
I love the hesitation. She's like, I married my child is half white. She can't even like bring herself to say it. Activists in the streets, colonized in the sheets. Many such cases. Also, Francesco.
Did I not just say that like 30 seconds ago? What the fuck? I just said that like what is it?
I'm just like hates all holidays, apparently. This woman is straight up Grinch maxing. She's got a hate tweet for every fucking holiday.
Finally,
I swear to God.
I'm dead.
Except Kwanzaa. Of course.
Maybe you can help clean out some of the
How her
snipers.
world without prisons would work. Han said, what I know is attainable, and the policies that actually meet the urgency of the moment and understanding the realities of it means we have to ensure that we're funding our local governments, that we're bringing justice to victims. She added, what may have been
Is there any mosquitoes by the gates?
may have been aspiration. So it's still an aspiration.
Oh, they're still there. Oh my god.
It's not the primary one. Interesting. Also, her opponent said this.
People try to call me the establishment. I look at that as a slur, particularly as an African American candidate.
So, cancel Thanksgiving or establishment is a racist slur. Your Democratic Party, sir. Anyway, my point is, Francesca
It's an absolute clown show. They don't actually have anything that they believe in. They only have things that they hate. That's the craziest part.
Han's old tweets about defunding the police and whiteness and Thanksgiving, they were being all hand-waved away by AOC as just simply being woke one. Woke one was crazy. Was crazy. But if you said World War I was crazy during World War I, you're a racist, fascist Nazi. The citation of Woke 1.0 or Woke 1 is now a common shorthand among parts of the online left to describe and distance themselves from what they view as a more dated or inconvenient aspects of the impassioned social justice activism they participated in during the late 2010s and early 2020s. In 2021, Chai Osei, campaigning for New York City Council, tweeted, "A cis white man should not be the next speaker of the council." When a critic of his on X unearthed that post earlier this year, Osei, now a council member, gave a pithy response. Woke 1 was crazy. We all got a bit crazy back then. We did some jello shots and got on the bar and took off our tops and burned the city down and got people fired from their jobs for having opinions Obama had 15 years ago. You can't spend like 10 years bullying into the most recorded asocial political opinions under the coercion of social ostracization or getting fired from their job, then turn around and just be like, that just happened. My career.
Why not? Why not? Why can't they do that? These people, you don't understand. These people literally have zero actual value that they can contribute. They exist as a negative paradigm. They exist to fulfill the violent fantasies of leftists that have no actual morality, that want to kill conservatives. Okay? That is how they exist. They exist as vapid, satanic bitches. Alright? So yes, all the leftists, despite the fact that you want to instill them things up, they're all evil. They exist to do that. So, they don't actually need to believe in anything. They could just, because their actual belief system is irrelevant. What they actually say is irrelevant. What they want to do is irrelevant. These people don't actually mean anything. They just want the vicarious existence to destroy and abolish the United States of America.
Yeah, Negan, come get some.
They're homosexuals. They're homosexuals, and they want to kill you, which is arguably almost as bad.
For like a decade, has been calling this out, has been trying to tell the
Your
left.
turn, Iceman. Don't run.
Woke was toxic and would drive people away from them. And for 10 years, I was called a racist, sexist, pick-me, fascist, Nazi, every instant.
That's it. We saw, at least you were never called a Jew. Minuscule J, low J, small J, Jew. Oh,
Ism under the sun. And now they're just
I'm not even kidding. There was this guy, my update Twitter account, the guy that's posting about my, posting clips of me on Twitter. Alright? Get this to see. Check this out. Brock, create an image that describes Nuss Dogma from the perspective of his enemies. And it's this. Cancelled with Kaya shooting lightning, obviously. Obviously. Why wouldn't it have Kaya shooting lightning? You not see it? No. There it is. Check it out, baby. Alright, here it is, boys. Yeah. This. No, don't forget, it is Billion Star of David for some reason. Obviously. Because, yeah, anyway.
To that and acting like it never happened. And you just expect us to, what? Fawn? I've been like a dog chasing a car, and I finally got the car, and I don't know what to do with it. First of all, why as a Democratic politician would you say this? You're basically saying, yeah, MAGA was right. We were crazy.
Correct. That is what they're saying, because they have nothing. You see, the thing is about the conservative movement, and it's not perfect. It is a long way to go. Alright? I'm not going to say that the conservatives are great. I'm not going to say I like the GOP. Obviously, we need to install more and more radical people over time, and that's exactly what we need to do. Alright, but I want to make something very clear. Okay, I want to make something very clear. And this might, a lot of you won't like this, but I'm going to say it anyway. The reality is, the left, unlike the right, which is based on biblical values, the left is based on an invasion, an inversion, and perversion of biblical values. It's based on a satanic, quote, enlightenment, way to destroy the biblical values that are the foundation of this country. Now, biblical foundation will never change. Alright, we are following the same Bible that was given 3,000 years ago. Alright, literally. Or 2,000 years ago for the DLC. Alright, so, but essentially, we are following the same Bible that says that thou shalt not murder, and thou shalt not steal, and thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. Alright, we are following the same exact Bible that has the same exact morals. So, the right wing 5 years ago, during Woke 1, alright, is exactly the same, ultimately, foundationally, as the right wing today. Because foundationally, it's still based on those same biblical values. So it didn't change, ultimately. We thought that the trans stuff was weird then. We think the trans stuff is weird now. Now, your ideology is based on whatever the fuck consensus these people came from. Alright? So the truth of the matter is, you people come up with whatever you want to come up with.
Did you hear about the basketball players? They're male, but they're gonna identify as woman and sign up for the WNBA.
Oh my god, I can't, man.
Did you hear about that shit?
This is getting from bad to worse now, man.
Yeah. In 2017, and there's no law that said that they can't do that, so they're actually gonna do it.
Wow.
And then there's now transracial people that are white are identifying as black, even though they don't have any type of black heritage or nationality. Wow, I just healed off that guy. Goodbye.
Just based on whatever you want to, right? It's based on your personal preferences at the given time. So, in 2016 or whatever, when Woke One was going on, and you're pushing that. Now you can say Woke One was crazy because now you have a whole new belief system. Your whole new ideological belief system is just whatever Satan decided you wanted
This
to believe.
guy's power 36. What the hell is he doing there?
Before it was a lot more trans stuff, and now it's a lot more trans shit
Right.
and a lot more migration stuff. So, and borders are bad, whatever. So now you're believing that. You never believed in anything. That's why it's so easily malleable. Because your belief system isn't just an inversion of good. That's it. The end. In Lord of the Rings, all right, as an analogy, when Frodo gets the ring, what does the ring do? The ring just corrupts people. It doesn't have some sort of crazy ideology.
Oh
It's
my
not
god, where's Lady Sun going?
it literally just exists as a perversion of good. That's what the left is today. The left is just a perversion of good values. The end. Right? They want to be good to the poor. How are they going to do it? Through evil. Through stealing money from people that earn it and redistributing it through a million government NGOs that steal all the money to give to the poor. All right? The truth, Duke, is these people are evil. They have zero redeeming features. They never believed in anything, which is why they can so easily say Woke One was crazy. We'll just change your belief system to, no, now we want to kill people, like Charlie Kirk. Right? Before we just wanted, to rape people. Now we want to murder people. Then ultimately, it doesn't matter. Their opinions can change on the whim because it's not like they actually had some foundation anywhere. Deception is in their blood. And the heretics will be purged. And that is the Nux Doctrine.
Okay. What else are they right about then? Even from like an AOC fan point of view, this just makes her look completely unserious. It makes like the progressive movement look
right. They don't care because their goal is just the destruction of good. They don't actually believe in anything.
Completely unserious, which it is. Why should anyone trust a politician who can get swept up in mass hysteria so easily?
Because of the mass hysteria. The truth of the matter is, the majority of one of the ways that women are effectively brainwashed, in society is largely, and this is mostly I'm talking about liberal women here, that have fallen for the propaganda that think that they shouldn't have children, they should abort their babies, they should castrate people. To be clear, they are brainwashed by consensus belief. All right? This is how a lot of women operate. They operate on consensus. Well, everyone thinks that Lindsay Clancy is innocent despite murdering her children. I should believe that too. My husband is a Gemini, actually, so, So the truth of the matter is, we're seeing a lot of census-based manipulation going. So the fact that AOC believes in something totally different today than she did 4 years ago, it doesn't matter to these people at all. Literally at all. Because they all think that now. It's the thing.
How can I trust that won't happen again? How can I trust in 5 years from now you won't just call whatever it is you're advocating for now woke too, and dismiss it as crazy. Free Palestine. Woke too was crazy. Like,
They will. You'll see. Give them 5 years, and you'll realize that the Palestine movement was a huge grift. None of them cared about Palestine. Way more people were getting killed in Sudan and in Nigeria, all right, and in the Congo, and all these other places. Way more people were getting killed than in Palestine. Nobody cared about any of those at all. Right? And the other thing that no one wants to talk about is that, Gaza literally started the war. Right? They started a war and lost miserably, and they were literally embedding their terrorists in schools and in universities and in preschools and in hospitals. In fact, the leader of Hamas was literally killed in a tunnel under a hospital. The leader of Hamas. Right? So, and the fact that the war also ended the moment Israel got their hostages back. Like, this was a huge psyop so that Muslims could use leftist ideologies and Western empathy to manipulate people to invade our spaces and control us. All right, they're not preaching free Palestine because they care about the Palestinians. They're just very, very happy that the Palestinians that died could be utilized as their orders to wage war on the West. That's exactly what they've been doing the entire time. They don't actually believe in any of that shit.
What do you believe in? Could you imagine Republicans being like, January 6th one was crazy? Basically, I said this all on Twitter or like already making it.
Never worked because the right has an actual belief system that doesn't change.
Making videos of it, AOC panics after Shoe on Head calls her. Like, that didn't even happen. Like, I don't think AOC even knows I exist. I love the thumbnail on this one. Shoe slaps AOC.
I'm pretty sure it was Shoe bitch slaps AOC, okay? But,
Who the f is this? Is that Shoe? Ah, yes, the infamous, notorious Shoe going around slapping women. Every time I log on.
I mean, we don't slap women on this channel.
Onto YouTube, I'm destroying and slapping and finishing on people. If you didn't know who I was, you would think I was some, like, psychopathic rapist. I click on the video and it's just like, I posted a tweet. Anyway, back to the point. When a citizen changes their mind on something, that's totally normal, that's totally natural. Many things can happen in the span of years that can change your mind on something. It's perfectly normal to evolve and grow. And it's fun.
Especially if you get married and have children. You like that conservative values are awesome.
And if you're a politician and you change your mind on something, but, and this is a big but, this is a fat ass. If you're a politician and you change your mind on something, I want to know exactly why you changed your mind. When you changed your mind. Be transparent. What about woke 1? Really, woke 2 in my opinion. Don't you agree with anyone? Why didn't the interviewer ask AOC that question? Like, what was crazy about woke 1? Trans women are women, DEI, white privilege, to fund the police, the Green New Deal, like what? What?
Well, I mean, objectively, they were wrong about that one, right? AOC was saying that the world was going to be destroyed by 2030 because of climate change, which obviously not happening. She's freezing her eggs.
Tell us. Tell the class. I've talked about this a few times in a few videos, but one example of me changing my mind, I was way more critical of the police back in, like, 2020. Like,
and then she got married and had children. It was like, oh, we should. We should.
Borderline ACAB. I was also single, depressed, living in my parents' basement, smoking weed every day, but I'm
strengthening my point every time. Oh, she strengthens my point. Yes, you were single and you didn't like the police, and now you're married and have a child, and now you like the police. Now, you can make the argument it's because you live in a city now and you live in a more rural neighborhood, but
I'm sure that had nothing to do with it. I can tell you that moving from the suburbs to the city, taking public transportation, having a kid, seeing firsthand how bad things are and how bad things can get, actually experiencing the world outside of my bubble is what changed my mind on that topic and a whole bunch of other topics. So I want to know, AOC and other politicians, what about Woke 1 do you disagree with now? What's sad is, if this was like 5 years ago, I'd be like, hell yeah, AOC has finally seen the light. What is that? So true. Now we can get real things done, comrade. But it's not 5 years ago. I'm a grown up now, and this is extremely pathetic. As a politician,
before I had a kid, I was like, yo, the universe is out there now. But now that I have kids, I'm like, pay taxes. I'm like, wait a second. These people are freaks.
You need to be transparent. I'm gonna burn hands out. Be transparent. The people act like we need to be apologizing for shit our ancestors did 400 years ago. And like 2020 never happened. I'm not buying it. Sorry. These issues were fucking like existential to these people a few years ago. And now it's just like, oh, no big deal. It was just a phase.
They have to make believe every single thing is existential in order to rile people up to get their votes. Okay, that's literally how they operate. Trump is literally a fascist Hitler Nazi that's going to destroy our country. Elon Musk is a threat to democracy. Remember that? Well, Elon Musk didn't end up destroying democracy. Just reminding you. So that's the funny thing. Like, all the things they say are just giant. What? They still firebombed a bunch of Tesla dealerships. They didn't do that because of the rhetoric.
I'm just a silly 30-year-old teenage politician. My concern isn't really that Democrats are admitting this stuff was wrong and completely unpopular. My concern is I don't see anything preventing from that happening again. There's literally some assemblywoman in Brooklyn right now running on some woke one-ass shit as we speak. Talking about how stealing should be legal, actually. No one should be arrested, much less jailed, for stealing a tube of toothpaste. Incarceration separates people from their jobs, supports their degree.
They shouldn't be incarcerated. We should put them in a labor camp. That's my hot take.
Service and loved ones. It perpetuates.
What service do they provide our nation? Taking up space in a jail when we pay for their food, when they could instead be in the rice fields on a bucket.
Cycle of poverty and crime. No matter how much fear-mongering the right-wing media does. These people aren't stealing toothpaste because they have to brush their teeth. These people are stealing things in bulk to sell on Facebook Marketplace. We have food banks, food stamps, charity for poor people who can't actually afford toothpaste. If I could go back in time and tell myself one thing, it would be criminals are not Aladdin. Criminals are not Aladdin. Criminals are not Aladdin! And it would make everyone's lives incredibly easier if there was actually some deterrent against crime. Yes. Otherwise, what's the point? Why should anyone go
to the age of 47 up there? Turn to the age of 40. Okay, it took her to the age of 30, bro. Say 30, okay, guys? Right, took her to the age of 30 to realize that, holy shit, criminals need to go. And all it took was having a child and a husband. And now she realized that you should have a deterrent for criminals. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Do you understand what I'm saying? The actual mind-raped society of liberal white women that are just not even... They didn't even realize that. Do you realize where we're at as a society that she has to be like, holy shit, we need a deterrent for criminals? Like, she didn't even realize this until she's 30, married, with a child. Like, do you understand the manipulation of white women is so diabolical? Holy shit.
Or can spend their hard-earned money when we can just steal? Crime is legal now. Laws. Drunk driving is not illegal on stolen land. I don't think they understand just how incomprehensive some of their worldview actually is.
Because they know that a lot of liberal white women also don't think that it's incomprehensible. And they know that... So, again, now the major pandering is to the third world. Right? They're trying to come up with a way to pander to the third worlders while simultaneously emotionally gaslight the white women. This is the left strategy, for those of you that are not paying attention. The left strategy is they want the third worlders to get free shit from the white people. All right, that actually work for a living. So they want to redistribute the white people stuff to the third world shit so they get third worlders in the country to vote and outbreed us. That's literally their goal. So ultimately, in order to do that, there are not enough third worlders yet to actually win elections on a massive scale. So they also need the white women on their side. So that's gaslighting. That's about the Palestinians, the genocides, the Palestinians, the police brutality and the racism. They use the emotional drama and bullshit to get the white woman vote. So they use the emotional drama to get the white woman vote. They use to ultimately get the third worlders here and get them to vote. That is their goal. That is what they're doing on a grand scale. So they are able to use buzzwords to trick women into thinking them. They'll tell women, do you think it's fair that this poor refugee from a country in the Middle East that we bombed for literally no reason? You sure? All right, yeah. So that we bombed for literally no reason. Now they're here for some reason, and now they need free shit and houses and stuff. So we need to give them stuff. And is it really fair that the white guy has the stuff that he worked for? Is that really fair?
So if my daughter is assaulted, and is there any agency that would seek to find her assailant and bring him to justice?
Of course, yeah, of course.
Where would it be if not police, and where would it be if not a jail?
Yeah, the therapist.
So, I really wanted to get comment into these hypotheticals and talk more about the reality that we're actually facing right now, which is that we're spending absolutely outrageous amounts of money on
police and policing? Hypothetical. That's the entire idea. That's the entire policy, and you can't explain it. Abolish prisons. Where do the bad people go? I don't know. Like, yeah, okay. In a functioning society, people like that would be forced to take ditches or work camp forever. Useless. Sorry, Pink.
She's going down to work camp right now. Chew on that. Are you partaking in Nuxonism? Else you are. But if you are welcome here. It was not my idea, to be fair. I don't deserve all the credit. It's actually God's idea. Because in the Bible it says that if a man steals and he's not able to pay back what he owes, which is double of what he stole, because obviously if you should be paying back double, you need some sort of incentive not to steal. So, you do realize that God said that they need to become a slave to pay back what they sold, right? That's God's. That's not me. That's literally Exodus chapter 21.
Sorry, I'm cutting out so hard in this video. In my video things. I have a pimple.
Oh, shit.
I have a pimple. The first time in like 15 years, it's stressing out so hard. Anyway, despite the Republican...
You know the difference, Chad? Alright, here's a little... This video is scientific and educational, so I'm going to teach Chad a science lesson. Do you know the difference between hormones and isotopes? You can't hear an isotope, but you can hear a hormone.
Clearly shows the Democrats are still struggling with PR. If only there was some sort of left-wing Joe look.
I'm the king of 1.0, that I was Mr. Radlib, right? I never was. I have a pretty open mind to...
This Magical Mayhem guy is just marching headlessly into the freaking
Did the Latinx thing. I have been...
into the altar.
Was invented.
I know.
You know what he did say, though? He did this about Charlie Kirk. I'm just they can't be played down so many years. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? We're fucking talking about socialized medicine, and you fucking turn around and you ask a question about murderous cities and their democratic mayors. I want to fucking kill them, dude. I want to kill them. Yeah. So that was the good old days. There's always loved terrorists, actually. See, he always loved terrorism. That was his favorite thing. Always was. He's always the one.
There was some sort of left-wing Joe Rogan.
People think I'm the king of 1.0, that I was Mr. Radlib, right? I never was. I have a pretty open mind to unlimited progress, but I also understand how people operate. But dark woke is when you're from Africa. Or when you're from Turkey. Dark woke is when the skin color is not what. Like I never did the Latinx thing. Like I have been dark woke before dark woke was invented. Like this is the headquarters of dark woke.
Not the dude who called me emo, calling himself dark woke. What the actual is dark woke?
What is dark woke? Is when you want to kill your opponents and you love terrorism openly. That's dark woke. You see, regular woke is when you make believe that you just want gay rights, and in actuality you want to kill your opponent. Dark woke is when you openly state you want to kill your opponents.
Dark woke. Dark woke is just, Democrats are just as woke as we were in woke 1.0. The messaging is what's important. It is aggressive.
The entire idea of dark woke seems to be that regular
or soy to explain that one.
Woke was too polite and too wholesome. Dark woke for me is we are fighting for good and for
which they can't ever explain because they don't actually have objective morality.
Quality and for social justice for everybody, but we don't mind saying F you. Dark woke.
Wow.
It's like
you don't like saying F you and literally censors yourself saying it.
Oh, but we're new. You already heard me. That's why people hated you. You were finger-wagging, morally righteous woke schools. The problem with
now they celebrate your death. So that's the evolution.
Or that the left was insufficiently mean online. God forbid someone say the wrong word, liked the wrong tweet, or failed to participate in the latest virtue signal humiliation ritual. I'm sorry, can we just go back to that song clip real quick?
I have a pretty open mind to unlimited progress.
What the does unlimited progress speed. Considering these guys think progress is like a literal linear line where just more and more people get rights. So, like, what the does that mean? File rights, new file rights. What unlimited progress are we talking about here? Because it sounds pretty cool to
I think Mao Zedong has very different opinion on rights.
Man, we did so much progress to the gender discussion. We somehow looped back around to little boys liking pink means they're gay. But no son of mine is gonna play parties. That must mean he's a girl. You people are lost in the sauce.
And Tommy's aid is top 8. C.O. Weaver said, if you don't believe in the government's sacred right to seize property, it's over. And impoverish the white middle class.
I love her. Beast mode. I love her so much. One of the things about Zoran is that the people surrounding him oftentimes are so much cooler than he is.
I like having the video where he defends himself from people criticizing that clip. He's like, guys, come on, it was just a joke, guys. Come on. In the description of that video, he's like, anti-white racism, which doesn't exist. Definitely not. One. Alright, buddy. Sorry. It's so hard not to just make the entire video clowning on that goofball. Like, bro was in a suit at a pool party. The man is a cartoon character. I don't want to make videos about Hassan.
Like a literal cartoon character, and not nearly as gay. Listen, man, showing head out here, calling out Hassan, now Hassan wears a suit. You know, every time he calls, she calls someone out, he wears a suit. Listen, if someone had called me out another time, I might have to get like a suit avatar for reacting to her videos exclusively. I'd also shrink my head by about 40%.
Bigger. But you can't even escape him nowadays because the media will shut the fuck up about him. Fox News is just focusing on.
I actually love this. I see a lot of people upset that everyone's talking about Hassan. It's amazing. First of all, once again, Nostradamus, always right. I've been on this train for a while. That's one. And two, tie this man to the Democratic Party. Yes, the Democratic Party is a terrorist-loving death cult that literally wants to destroy our country. Yes, thank you for your attention to this man.
Every single day to go after the Democrats because I guess they have nothing else. And then the response to the Hassan stuff coming out on the right, coming out on Fox News, is then like left-wing journalists making more puff pieces, taking more photo shoots of Hassan in his mansion, and all these outlets calling him like a terrorist and a communist. Just makes him sound way more important and like way cooler than he actually is. Nothing hurts this dude more than reminder him
Wishes he was a terrorist.
that he's literally just a Twitch streamer. I want the focus of American politics to center around a Twitch streamer. Like, I don't understand the media's obsession with this guy, but at the same time, I don't think Hassan is the best wagon to hitch yourself to if you're the Democratic Party.
I understand the obsession. It's because the left literally loves terrorism. That's why. So every single guy that's going to go out there with Hassan, Diddy, Epstein, Bin Laden, American Deserve 9/11 biker, and decides to go campaign with that guy, well, that's just another guy that loves terrorism. So actually, I think that's awesome. Because Americans actually don't love terrorism broadly. So if you make it very clear the left actually does love terrorism, then maybe people won't actually want to fuck with the people that love terrorism.
Other internet celebrities on the left, you could do that with. Like,
There are no celebrities. Hates them.
Success.
We also would think of. No.
My arrow. There's gotta be someone with way less baggage than Hassan right here. Like, why don't you pitch your wagon to someone like that instead of Hassan? Every time you.
It's simple, actually. I'll explain it to you if you want to know. So, you're not gonna. So there was this guy that they were thinking of running as Kamala Harris vice president, not Bill Wall, because he obviously loves our country gets raised by Somalis. They were thinking of originally getting Josh Shapiro to be the vice president running mate with Kamala Harris, but they didn't because he was too Jewish, and all the Palestine freaks on the left wouldn't support him. So they literally were like, "Nope, you're too Jewish. We have to replace you with the actual Somali guy that wants to rape our country. All right, that guy, because that guy was too Jewish." And now the reason why I mention this is because there's some pretty big like Jewish leftist commentator guys, which no one can tie themselves to because they're too Jewish. To the left, because the left wants to be so inclusive, they have to exclude the Jews. Like the David Pakmans and the Brian Tyler Cohens and all these guys, complete losers. But you can't campaign with those guys. Bro, how are you gonna get the Muslim from? How are you gonna get the Palestine from? It's absolute cinema watching these people kill themselves.
Rightfully criticized, hides behind how he just wants to give us health care. Death to the West! Let the streets run! With their capitalist flood! Whoa, making us look bad. Oh, I'm just a little healthcare boy. You wouldn't criticize a little healthcare boy, would you? I don't care anymore. I've washed my
Great
head.
play.
There's gonna be like 25 videos uploaded after this. Like,
Yes.
Sean Head bends us on over and it's like,
Exactly.
great. Can't wait. Remember that big study we talked about that was done after the Democrats lost the election? That showed.
Look, I don't feel bad for the leftist Jews. Every single leftist Jew that's supporting the left, literally getting eaten by their own creation. I do not feel bad for them at all, and not even 1 ounce of pity.
The most popular Democrat positions were things related to economic issues, and the least popular policies were things like abolishing the police, abolishing prisons, and like open border policies. People don't want to abolish the police. They do not want to abolish prisons. They don't want to talk about whiteness or whatever. Talk to actual workers about it. Like, talk to actual blue-collar workers. They hate this shit. And they hate you. They hate you because you suck, but they also hate you because you hate them. Like I said 500 billion times before, more people would be on board with what the left was saying, or at least like sit down and listen to you if you dropped the gay race Marxist bullshit. How do I know this? The DSA and the left and the Democrats, they have to distance themselves from the goofy, destructive, identity politics, social bullshit. And in order to do that, you actually have to mean it, not just laugh it off. But I don't think they can. It's so deeply ingrained in socially progressive politics. A lot of this,
like taking the defibrillators, it's like, Satan, you can do it. See, listen up. All you have to do is stop loving terrorists. Is it clear? Satan, please. She'll realize, don't worry.
Stuff isn't all one. It's just part of dismantling whiteness and the patriarchy, destroying hierarchy, subverting norms or whatever. That canceled Thanksgiving to me. Was it just some like silly haha World War I bullshit? But I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
The left hates our nation. You're trying to figure out how you can come up with ways that they stop hating our nation. It won't work.
Maybe this is what I've been asking for a decade. Maybe this is a new era for the Democrats. Could AOC actually have changed her mind? Yes, it's totally possible. Yes. AOC and I are like the same age. She's like a year older than me. She's still pretty young. 35 is young, right? It's not possible that in her time being a politician, her mind has changed on a few things. But it lines up suspiciously well with a run for president in 2028. So forgive me if I'm a little bit skeptical. I see a lot of Republicans online like, do it. See, run for president.
She's actually still sort of liking AOC for all. She'll get there, don't worry.
Don't get too cocky. You may be surprised. The American people are in favor, and we might see a pretty big pendulum swing. As hard as it is for some hyper-partisan-brained people to hear, not everyone voting for these DSA candidates are like crazy commoners.
Just most of them.
Just like not everyone who voted for Madrid in 2016 when Trump promised to bring jobs back. Remember, the forgotten man, whatever. Those people weren't Nazis. When people can't afford a house, car, to get married, to have kids, you cannot be shocked when they start looking for options outside of the establishment. Huey Long, one of my favorite politicians, believed that if people had their needs met and were content and happy and had jobs and could feed their families, communism or fascism would never come to America. Because people would have no reason to revolt or want those things. They would be happy with what they had. He believed that
if everyone had prosperity and stuff. We're literally the richest we've ever been in human history. Well, I'm gonna sit here, and I agree the grocery prices are expensive and it's hard to buy houses and stuff. Mass deportations would literally help all these things, by the way. You realize if we had less people in our houses, then we would be able to afford houses. If we would have less people buying up our land, then we would have less people taking up our space. All right, and if we would deport all these people, we'd have way, way, way cheaper healthcare because they would be flooding our hospitals and our emergency rooms. All right, gas would be cheaper because they would be clogging our roads. Jobs would pay better because they couldn't just undercut you with some illegal that popped into the country. All right, like you don't understand. It would literally save the entire country if we just did all this shit. Now, these people don't want solutions. They don't actually think that far ahead. They're lazy, to be honest. We're living in the richest generation we've ever lived in. I understand we're not able to afford things in the same ways that we have been. And the reality is we still are richer than any other generation ever. Now, again, I am not going to sit here and say that realistically every single person that votes for like these radical left candidates is actually a freak. Just most of them. If you actually look at the numbers of who's voting for these people, like Zohran Mamdani, for example, 70% of his votes came from foreigners. Like, if you don't understand that we are literally being conquered little by little, then you are missing the vote. All right? If you think that it's normal people voting for Zoran Mamdani, then why couldn't he get an actual normal-sized vote from people born in New York? And New York is the bluest freaking city ever. And they still literally got voted in by foreigners. So the truth of the matter is, it's both things, actually.
Extreme economic inequality created political instability. And as the economy continues to go to shit and wages don't increase, and reports like Dan Crenshaw respond to these issues with basically let them eat ramen, we are going to see moron all different directions of the political spectrum. Personally, until there's a Democratic Party that isn't prisoner to identity politics or isn't completely cucked by race grievance, I'm not a Democrat. And until there's a Republican Party that actually cares about workers and isn't completely cucked to a certain foreign country, I'm not a Republican.
He's really got Candace Owens' brain.
I'm trying to look like a
Just to be clear, I am a fan of Shoe One Head, even though I think she's a little bit wrong on certain issues. But it is pretty incredible to see. It is incredible to see. She is now not a Democrat anymore. You love to see it. All it took was Democrats loving terrorism and being evil.
It's on. I look like a femboy. Wait, hold on.
Hi, my name is Sock.
I look like I would be groomed on Discord. What the actual... Alright, I need to get out of this. I need to get out of this. In conclusion, I do not like seeing politicians running from accountability. I like transparency. If you change your mind on something, tell me why. This woke 1, woke 2 is a headache. I'm done with it. What do you guys think? Do you guys think there's a chance AOC is being genuine? Are you willing to believe politicians who have said they've changed their mind on things? Have you changed your mind on things since like 2020? If so, what? If you like this video, please...
Not really. I really didn't change my mind on almost anything since 2020, which I think is one of the reasons why people watch my content. Because the reality is, it's hard to hear. The Bible was right 3,000 years ago. It's still right today. All of its morals are still accurate, in my opinion, and therefore, nothing changed. Actually, we still need to execute murderers. Actually, we still need to put thieves in labor camps. Actually, we do need to make sure that our country is not being conquered by invaders, and we need to defend our borders. I think all these things were accurate 3,000 years ago, and they're still accurate today. So no, actually, none of my opinions changed. Same idea with all the LGBT shit. Not very accepted. I don't know if you've read it. The truth is, all that's happened to me, I guess, I've been more radicalized, I think. I think I probably became a little more racist over the years when I started realizing that some other cultures don't necessarily have our best intentions at heart. The truth is, Shoe One Head will have another child, and Shoe One Head will become even more right-wing. I know I'm being so fucked up right now. I'm being so mean, but the truth is, this was a good video. I appreciated it. We disagreed on a few things. Obviously, it makes sense. She's trying to resuscitate Satan a little bit, in my opinion. But the truth of the matter is, the left is cooked. The left is literally anti-American, terrorist-loving psychopaths. They are literally demonic and satanic, and not a single one of their policies is even remotely not evil. So, we'll see. We'll get there at some point. It'll be awesome. But good video. All in all. Thanks so much for being here. Hope you enjoyed. My videos are all demonetized on YouTube, even though this video is like 2.5 hours long. I'm putting a ton of effort in my content, doing my best to cover all the things every day, despite the infinite demonetization jutsu that I am succumbed to. So if you want to support me on Patreon, that would be awesome. I just did a deep dive on if women should have the right to which the answer might surprise you. So you should definitely check that one out on Patreon. Also, this was streamed on Rumble and on Kick. If you can go to any of those places, that would be incredible. I'll see you in the next one. And remember, you don't have to brush all your teeth, only the ones you intend to keep.
Welcome back to the most professional StarCraft 2 with the nighttime GSL champion, the Terran in the blue, the map, the myth, the Maru.
Oh my god, these guys are still pushing? Jesus Christ.
Who, the enemy?
Yeah, that bottom entrance.
Yeah, I was just in that fight.
Now,
oh my god, bro, 3 hours?
I need to go. I need to kill my troops. I need to go back.
Believe all women.
So I can't heal no more.
It was the husband. It was the husband. Feminists are losing their absolute minds. It's pretty incredible to watch, actually.
Wait, what time did we start? 19?
Mass psychosis. It's been absolutely diabolical. So, of course, Candace Owens. We thought we were done with it. Gorilla.
Well, we were in here since like 1830.
She had this to say about Lindsay Clancy.
Corinne writes, I know you're busy, but I'd love to know your thoughts on the Lindsay Clancy case in Massachusetts. I made my thoughts clear on this the moment that she was arrested, the moment that it made the news. Lindsay Clancy is obviously not guilty. There are a fleet.
People are taking her seriously? Bro.
Can you listen to something else now? I'm tired of it.
Actually, it was Israel that killed Lindsay Clancy.
Doctors who should be imprisoned.
Hold on. I just clicked on whatever because I'm in the middle of fighting.
Yeah, you can leave it. I didn't know you were still fighting. I thought by now you would have just picked some
I think
other
of
points.
Phoenix, I think of
I
China.
guess the kill points is bigger. than
I
your
think that's
claim.
why. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But I won't be silenced because Logan's lost. But I
Yeah,
won't.
you're only 80 million power.
Logan's lawsuit makes no sense.
Because your lawyer's
Yeah.
sort of yeah. He's a guy.
Logan Paul spent 2 years trying to drag CoffeeZilla into court. Now the lawsuit is over. And somehow, after all the threats, filings, legal fees, depositions, delays, and millions of people watching from the sidelines, there is still one huge problem for Logan. The internet does not think he won. In fact, the ending may have made the entire situation look worse.
My highest power
because
has only
Logan
been like
sued
85
CoffeeZilla
or
for
86.
defamation over reporting connected to CryptoZoo, arguing that
I was
CoffeeZilla
just talking about Logan Paul winning.
ignored evidence that Logan himself had been deceived by people around the project. CoffeeZilla stood by his reporting. Both sides prepared for a fight. A jury trial was once scheduled for May 2026. That trial never happened. And now, after months of delays and private negotiations, Logan Paul and CoffeeZilla have reached a deal to end the dispute. Law 360 reported in July that the two
Who
sides
the hell is CoffeeZilla?
case. The terms were not publicly disclosed.
CoffeeZilla?
CoffeeZilla
YouTube
did not
investigator?
publicly win a jury verdict. And no, Logan did not publicly win one either. There is no courtroom moment where a judge slammed a gavel and declared one side completely right. But online,
The problem, though, is you have millions of dollars of investment in a thing that you promoted. You told everyone it was going to make them money, and then you never delivered anything. So my story was basically showing the victims of the scheme, and in response, he's like, well, I'm going to sue you for that. He said he's going to sue you. Yeah, he said, I'll see you in court. And then the backlash against
Is
him
his
was so
jawbone
severe that he
repaired already?
the video saying, thank you, CoffeeZilla, for showing
it
the
what?
world what happened. And
Jawbone, Logan Paul.
I responded out of
people are still asking whether Logan Paul just spent 2 years
I don't
creating
know.
the exact
Guy that
outcome he
fight.
was trying to avoid. More attention on CryptoZoo. More people rewatching CoffeeZilla's investigation.
What's his name?
More headlines about the failed project. More questions about why
What's the
Logan
old
sued
bone
in
dude
the
named?
first
Mike Tyson?
place. That is why this story is so
No,
interesting. Because Logan's
um,
lawsuit was supposed to defend his reputation.
Anthony something, Joshua.
He attached the words CoffeeZilla,
That name don't ring a
CryptoZoo,
bell.
and lawsuit to his name. And to understand why, you have to go all the way back to the beginning. CryptoZoo was announced in 2021 as a blockchain game built around NFT animals. The idea sounded enormous. Players would buy eggs, hatch digital animals, breed hybrids, and potentially earn tokens through the ecosystem. And Logan Paul was not some random celebrity who casually mentioned it once. He promoted the project heavily. He spoke about it on his podcast. He described the artwork and technology. He presented CryptoZoo as something he was excited to build. People bought in. Then the project fell apart. The game never became what many buyers believed they were getting. The token collapsed. People said they lost money. And eventually CoffeeZilla entered the story. In December 2022, CoffeeZilla released a massive investigation into CryptoZoo. He interviewed buyers. He examined wallets. He dug into the people behind the project, and the series exploded. Millions watched CoffeeZilla break down what happened while questioning Logan's role and responsibility. That is when Logan made what might be one of the most infamous response videos of his career. He pushed back against CoffeeZilla. Hard. Logan argued that CoffeeZilla had ignored important information and attacked his character unfairly. He threatened legal action. Then the internet reaction became brutal. Almost nobody thought that response helped him. Within days, Logan deleted the video, apologized, and said he would focus on making things right for CryptoZoo buyers. That could have been the end. It was not. CoffeeZilla continued covering the situation, especially when refunds did not arrive as quickly as people expected. In 2023, he uploaded another video criticizing the lack of progress and revisiting Logan's promises.
One of the statements later cited in Logan's lawsuit came from a CoffeeZilla post saying Logan had thanked him for exposing the project and then blocked him when reminded about paying people back. Logan argued these kinds of statements crossed the line from criticism into defamation. His lawsuit, filed in June 2024 in federal court in Texas, accused Stephen Findeisen, better known as CoffeeZilla, of repeatedly and maliciously publishing false claims that painted Logan as someone who deliberately operated a scam. Logan sought damages exceeding $75,000 plus punitive damages, and Logan's side had a very specific argument. He said he never sold his Zoo tokens. He said he personally lost money. He claimed key people involved with CryptoZoo had deceived him. According to his legal filings, Logan argued that CoffeeZilla knew about evidence supporting that version of events, but still continued framing Logan as a scammer.
Anger, but I'm going to make things right. I'm going to fix the game to what it was supposed to be, and I'm going to pay back $1.7 million. I'm committing $1.7 million to anyone who bought an NFT can get a refund. Now, there's a bit of an issue with that. So that's nice. I actually think it's great that happened, but there's two issues with it. Number one, which is that the NFTs were only half of a small part of the sale. They actually weren't even half. Because people bought these tokens. So the people who bought tokens get nothing. He's offering, this refund on the NFTs. The other problem is he hasn't.
That distinction mattered because there is a gigantic difference between saying Logan promoted a project that failed badly and saying Logan intentionally designed a scam. The first can describe an outcome. The second says something about intent, and intent is exactly where the legal fight became complicated. CoffeeZilla's defense was basically that his reporting was protected and that his use of terms such as scam was fair commentary based on the evidence and circumstances he had investigated. He denied Logan's claims. For a while, it looked like the case might actually reach a jury. A magistrate judge recommended allowing Logan's defamation claims to proceed instead of killing the case early. Then discovery continued. Lawyers fought over evidence. Depositions became an issue. Mediation failed to produce a settlement in late 2025. And a trial was eventually set for May 4th, 2026. That date came and went. No jury, no verdict, no dramatic CoffeeZilla courtroom documentary, no Logan Paul victory speech. The case remained alive while hearings continued into the summer. As of early July, public reporting still described the lawsuit as unresolved and in pretrial proceedings. Then everything changed. By late July, Law 360 reported that Logan Paul and CoffeeZilla had reached an agreement resolving the lawsuit. That sounds simple. It is not, because the terms are private. We do not publicly know whether either side paid money. We do not know whether legal fees were covered. We do not know every condition attached to the deal. We do not know whether one side made concessions that were never announced. So anybody confidently yelling, CoffeeZilla won or Logan won, is skipping over the most important fact. We do not know. But we can talk about what happened publicly. And publicly, Logan never got the clean courtroom vindication that a lawsuit like this seemed designed to produce. That matters. Imagine suing one of the biggest internet investigators in the world because you believe his coverage destroyed your reputation. You spend years fighting. The story gets covered by news outlets. Every legal update reminds people about CryptoZoo. Every new headline repeats the allegations you wanted people to stop associating with you. Then instead of a public verdict clearing your name, the case quietly ends in a private agreement. From a reputation standpoint, that is a weird result. Maybe the private terms were great for Logan. We genuinely do not know. But reputation is not decided inside a confidential document. It is decided by what everybody else sees. And what did everybody see? They saw Logan sue CoffeeZilla. They saw CoffeeZilla continue being CoffeeZilla. They saw the lawsuit last for 2 years. They saw CryptoZoo dragged back into the conversation over and over again. Then they saw the case disappear without Logan publicly proving that CoffeeZilla lied. That is why so many people online are framing this as a backfire. Not necessarily a legal defeat, a PR backfire. And there is a difference. Legally, settlement can make perfect sense. Trials are expensive. They are unpredictable. Even strong cases carry risk. Settling can save money, time, stress, and uncertainty for both sides. Businesses settle disputes every day without admitting wrongdoing. CoffeeZilla may have wanted to stop burning money on lawyers. Logan may have decided continuing was not worth the attention. Both sides may simply have looked at the cost of trial and said, enough. That is completely normal. But this was never a normal lawsuit in the eyes of the internet. It was Logan Paul versus CoffeeZilla, one of the most commercially successful creators alive, versus the YouTuber whose entire reputation comes from investigating questionable online businesses. The symbolism was enormous. CoffeeZilla's supporters saw the lawsuit as a wealthy celebrity trying to punish a critic. Logan supporters saw it as someone finally being forced to defend serious accusations in court. Both sides wanted a definitive ending. Nobody got one, and that might be the most frustrating outcome possible. There is another layer people keep missing.
Front of the NFTs. I've actually reached out to him twice. It's been like over a month since he's done this. So he said he's going to do it, and then the Discord like he's posting in this little chat room with the investors. After he said he was going to do it, he's posted nothing. There's no way to get a refund right now. So I keep asking him, like, hey, you promised 1.7 million to these investors. They're all
Logan's CryptoZoo story did not end when he filed the lawsuit. He eventually launched a buyback program for eligible CryptoZoo NFT holders and said he committed up to $2.3 million of his own money. Court reporting stated that more than $1 million in Ethereum was distributed through that buyback by March 2024. Logan clearly wants that part of the story remembered. From his perspective, he did not cash out Zoo tokens, lost money himself, was deceived by people he trusted, and then put personal funds toward buyers. That is very different from the simplistic version of the story where Logan supposedly created CryptoZoo, stole everybody's money, and vanished. But CoffeeZilla's criticism was never only about whether Logan personally sold tokens. It was also about responsibility. Logan put his name behind the project. His audience trusted him. His promotion gave CryptoZoo credibility. And when the whole thing collapsed, regular buyers were the ones sitting there holding assets connected to a game that never delivered what they expected. That is the uncomfortable part of influencer businesses. The creator gets the upside of trust. But when something goes wrong, suddenly everybody starts asking who actually made the decisions. The developers, the advisors, the managers, the partners, the contractors, everybody except the face who sold the dream. CoffeeZilla's entire career is built around pushing through that fog. And that is why Logan suing him was always risky. Because even if Logan believed every claim in the lawsuit, taking CoffeeZilla to court guaranteed that the evidence around CryptoZoo would remain relevant. Discovery alone can create uncomfortable questions. Depositions can create more headlines. Court filings can preserve arguments for anyone to read. And every time people search Logan Paul CoffeeZilla, instead of finding an old controversy from 2022, they found a current lawsuit. That is the Streisand effect with lawyers. Try to crush a story. Accidentally keep it alive. And Logan should know better than almost anyone how long the internet remembers. This is the same creator who spent years rebuilding his reputation after Japan. He reinvented himself. Boxing, WWE, Prime, Impulsive, massive brand deals. He became one of the rare internet personalities who survived a career-ending level controversy and somehow became even more commercially successful afterward. That comeback was real, which makes the CryptoZoo fight especially strange. Why keep dragging an old controversy back into headlines if your career is already thriving? The obvious answer is reputation. Logan clearly believed CoffeeZilla's statements were damaging enough that he wanted legal accountability. Fair enough, but reputation lawsuits have a brutal paradox. To prove the accusation harmed you, you sometimes have to repeat the accusation for years. There is also a bigger reason this matters beyond Logan and CoffeeZilla. Creator businesses are now enormous. Fans are not just buying t-shirts anymore. They are buying drinks, subscriptions, investments, collectibles, event tickets, and products promoted by people they have watched for years. That creates a level of trust traditional celebrities never had. When a project succeeds, the creator gets credit. When it fails, responsibility suddenly becomes complicated. CryptoZoo became the perfect example of that tension. Logan's name helped give the project attention, but the collapse involved multiple people, technical promises, token economics, and decisions happening behind the scenes. CoffeeZilla's reporting forced viewers to ask how much responsibility the public face should carry when everything underneath that face goes wrong. The lawsuit never gave the internet a final answer to that question. Instead, it made the question even harder to ignore. And now the case is over. No public trial, no jury verdict, no massive final confrontation, just an agreement. So did Logan get what he deserved? That depends entirely on what you think he deserved. If you think Logan deserved to lose millions of dollars or be publicly declared liable for something, there is no evidence of that from this settlement. If you think CoffeeZilla deserved a complete courtroom victory, that did not happen publicly either. But if you think Logan deserved to learn that suing an internet investigator can create even more scrutiny, yeah, that lesson seems pretty difficult to miss. Because CoffeeZilla is still here. His original CryptoZoo investigation became one of the defining pieces of his career. Logan's lawsuit did not erase the public debate, and it definitely did not erase CryptoZoo from Logan's reputation. If anything, the lawsuit gave an old story another 2 years of oxygen. My opinion? I think this whole thing is a perfect example of why creators have to be extremely careful before turning criticism into litigation. Logan absolutely had the right to defend himself if he believed CopyZilla made false factual statements about him. And because the settlement terms are private, nobody should pretend we know who privately gave up what. But from the outside, I struggle to see how this improved Logan's public image. Before the lawsuit, CryptoZoo was an old controversy. After the lawsuit, it became an active legal saga. That is not exactly the reputation reset you would want. And CoffeeZilla did not need to stand in front of a courthouse screaming, "I won," for people to notice that. Sometimes the consequence is simply spending years, money, and attention fighting a story that refuses to disappear. Now I want to know what you think. Did Logan Paul make a huge mistake by suing CoffeeZilla and giving CryptoZoo another 2 years of attention? Or do you think settling was simply the smartest move for both sides after a long and expensive legal battle? Drop your take in the comments. And if you want more creator controversies, influencer downfalls, and internet stories without the boring filler, subscribe to Cloudish.
This water camp literally have the advantage with this altar. They have two entrances, and this altar is closer to their gate than ours.
I guess we're just stronger than them.
Are you in that group that's heading towards their pass?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get a farewell kill. Somebody move that thing out of the way, out of my face. Dang. What is that?
Oh, I just died.
I see your sad face. Oh, they're gonna clean up. Oh my God. Look in the altar.
Oh, thanks for reminding me. I must follow home right now.
I sent mine at 3 minutes. Now is when you should have been in here with a fresh troop.
Coming back in with fresh troops. And I can heal.
Oh my God, they are just killing. Our cleanup crew is gonna have some lunch too because they are a lot of them are yellow and red.
Bye, Gizon.
Man, you guys need to talk to Luckless, bro.
Who? About what?
The rest of the R4s, man. You can't not have our king in taking part in R4 discussions and just being an absentee king like this. It looks so bad on us, man. We can't have. It's not gonna attract people.
Oh, it's not the worst.
Bro, are you serious?
Yeah. Look at that king that taxed people and then was just sitting there wasting the resources, just showing off. Could be worse.
The guys are talking strategy, and our king is nowhere there to offer any kind of input. Man, it's sad.
Maybe it'll get better. It don't really bother me.
Wow, that's sad.
I mean, it used to, but I've grown numb to it.
That is even sadder.
hell was that, Joey?
Buck.
Bucky.
Yeah, man. Wagwan. Wagwan. How everybody doing today? Yeah, Wagwan. Wagwan.
I'm feeding my cats right now.
Oh, you're feeding your pussy. Wagwan. Yo, hey, Matt. He tried like selling me his scooter for $150. But you know what the problem is we didn't pay off the debt. So if I ever got caught with a scooter, it would get confiscated and I would get arrested for theft.
Wow.
Because obviously it's not in my name anyway. I don't know. What do you think about that, Papa Seven?
Matt was living a very dangerous life.
What's that?
I said Matt was living a very dangerous life.
He thought he was. He's living a very white collar, dangerous life. Not paying his bills, not paying his insurance. You know, things that he should have been doing and stuff like that. Trust me, there's a lot more dangerous life out there. He wasn't living a dangerous life. But you know what the messed up part about the whole situation is? He's going to sell the same scooter to Chris Kobe.
Wow.
You know what I'm talking about? Karen's baby daddy?
Yeah.
So if he gets arrested or he gets pulled over, he'll get arrested for stolen property. He'll lose $150. And he's already like just recently got off probation. So it's like Matt's like not giving a fuck and like setting everybody up for destruction right now.
Sounds
I
like
told
that.
Matt, I was like, listen, I was like, tell me where you got it from. He owes like $400. I'm like, I'll assume the debt. Like I'll